Hello, friends and foes, fays and fiends, and welcome to Quests and Chaos. Tonight, I will be your handler. My name is Alondra Heilman, aka Lady Bedivere, and as is tradition on this All Hallows Eve, I have locked Thomas in the storage closet so that I can run a terrible, spooky one-shot, whether he wants me to or not. And tonight, we will be playing Delta Green. It is our first time playing Delta Green on the channel, as far as I am aware, and I believe 3 of my 4 players are basically new to this. One of them has played 1 session, 2 of them have never played at all, and one of them is a familiar face and voice who you might recognize from some other Delta Green properties. You know, as happens. Delta Green, for anybody who is unfamiliar, is published by Arc Dream Publishing. It is a TTRPG that is best described as X-Men meets Cthulhu. X-Men? X-Files. Also X-Men, if you listen to certain podcasts. X-Files meets Cthulhu. We're going strong tonight. We're really tired. I was gonna say, that is a different TTRPG, in fact, I'm pretty sure. No, it's very strong X-Files investigation of the strange and unnatural. And that's what we're going to do tonight, on this night, when the veil is thinnest between worlds. So I think this was originally going to be our Halloween-a, and be an arena, which is a thing we do on Quests and Chaos, where we have patrons submit character builds. We did not get enough character builds to do a proper arena, which is fine. It's been a busy month for all of us, including those of us at the table. We'll have a moment of silence for that at the end of the game. But
a moment of silence for our dead sanity.
Yes. But I do want to shout out our patron, NGC457, who did submit a character. We will not be using it this time, but I'll save it for later, and maybe we'll use it. You know, if somebody dies at the break,
we got a backup.
So thank you for that. So this will not be a traditional Q&C arena like you're used to. This is going to be more of just a hopefully scary one-shot game. But we will be using some of our patron donated coins and cards, things that were supposed to go to an arena or to our Golden Vault show. Neither of them happened this month, and it's the last day of the month, so I'm co-opting them for this game. I did not grab the box of bits, but thankfully they are right here next to me. So we have some bits that I will distribute. Because this is a D10 percentile-based system, similar to Call of Cthulhu, for those of you who watch our Saturday night Great Dane Society show. We will be using these for re-rolls. However, I am imposing the rule that if you choose to re-roll, you must take the second roll, whether it is better or worse for you. So, weigh that as you will. Let's distribute these really quickly, and then we will do a little intro of this game and introduce our characters. We'll do it a little bit leading into story. So the coins that I have gloriously co-opted from other shows that were rightfully supposed to get them but didn't happen are 1 coin for the players from Squeal the Bard. Okay. Gonna go on a weird orchestra run. 1 coin from Red Dead Coquette to the players. Wee-oo. 1 coin from Lee to the players. And 1 coin from Cheesecake Fries to me.
Of course.
Sorry, you get the next one.
Fine.
Oh, cheesecake.
Thank you to all of our wonderful...
What if we do accounting?
Patrons. If anyone has the accounting skill, you can roll for it now. And if you have if you get a critical, I will give you another coin.
Okay.
Randomly. Critical in this game is doubles.
I think I got a crit fail. Classic me.
You can go free roll. The way crits work in this game is it is double numbers. Under is better, over is worse. The closest double under. So if you have a 50 and you roll a 44, that is the closest double roll you can get under your skill. That is the most success you can have. If it is a 55, that is the worst failure you can get because it is the closest over. Some people do various home rules. Those may or may not get co-opted in as we go, and everybody argues with me about why they think 42 should always be a critical success. I don't play that home rule, but it is a very common one that I think is very funny. Great. this is a lot of me putting off the inevitable. So let's get into it. And let's start this game. I have to find my little write-up because I didn't transfer it into the smart place across from me. Everyone knows, if you're looking for an evening of frights and fun, especially around the spooky season, your best bet is to book an event with Haunt Hunters, a local historical tour group that will take you on an after-hours ghost hunt through some of the eeriest estates in Old Upper Midtown. And this year, for the first time ever, the Haunt Hunters will be taking a tour on a special midnight investigation into the Chivers house, notoriously rumored to be the most haunted of all the old estates, and never opened to any member of the public's after dark until tonight. You have all, for whatever reasons you've chosen, decided to spend this glorious All Hallows Eve on a ghost tour. The Chivers estate, the Chivers house, is a big old mansion in, as we said, Old Upper Midtown. It is host to a museum in some of the lower floor rooms, but a lot of it is generally closed off. Some of this is for preservation efforts that are happening in various parts of the house. Some of this is for safety concerns. It's a very old building, and some places are probably not up to code. You're not sure which code that is, but it's definitely not up to it. So this is a very unique experience. The operating hours are usually that sort of 10 to 6 range. Occasionally they'll drift a little into the 7 or 8 p.m. for a holiday caroling special around Christmas. But this is the first time they're truly letting anyone essentially do an overnight in this infamously haunted building. So infamously haunted, in fact, that as you're standing and gathering around, one of the members of your party, a teenage girl with her very not that into this father, is suddenly having second thoughts and is asking everyone, okay, but do you know what haunts it? Because they say it's really, really haunted, but nobody ever talks about what's haunting it, right? So what does that mean? Does that mean it's not really haunted? Is that just a whole setup, or is it really haunted?
Well, first off, I'm gonna want you to slow down and take a breath.
Okay.
A little deeper.
I can't.
Slow, deep breath.
Oh, like yoga.
Yeah.
God, okay.
Yeah, just like yoga. And I don't know anything about it being haunted. I mean, I guess it is. Yeah. Is that why everyone's here?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Brian rolls his eyes very deeply. He's just babe, we talked about this before we came. It's incredibly haunted. That's why we're here.
Okay.
We're gonna see a ghost.
Yeah.
Are you excited to see a ghost?
Yeah, honey. We're gonna see one.
Oh my God, you're so boring. See, this is why I wanted to come.
It's just We've
watched The Exorcist on Halloween every year. Let's have our own adventure.
Yeah,
let's make our own memories.
Yeah. So we're gonna live The Exorcist? Is that what you want?
No, it's a haunting, not a possession. They're totally different. Can you make sure my zipper's up?
Yep. You look great, honey. You look great.
Connor.
Yeah.
Why don't you introduce a little bit about yourself, your character, and Brian, your husband?
So I'm playing Connor Wallace. I'm a firefighter. Early 30s, sort of, nice looking guy. He is dressed in a Humphrey Bogart from Casablanca costume that his husband insisted that he wear because his husband Brian really wanted to be Ingrid Bergman. So I'm Humphrey Bogart. I have a cigarette. Even though you shouldn't smoke cigarettes. And if you're gonna smoke them, do not light a fire. That's me. Dog's at home. Sorry, Guppy.
Yeah, Brian was very disappointed, but did call ahead and check, and they do not permit non-service animals into the museum. So.
Yeah, and not a service.
No. And adorable, not a service animal.
Yeah. If anything, he's more anxious than we are.
You're his emotional support human.
Yeah. And then I did invite a work friend who you might meet later.
Actually, let's go ahead and swing over as you check to make sure Brian's zipper is all the way up and well hidden underneath his perfectly coiffed Ingrid Bergman wig. You see across from you in this little cluster, also probably keeping a wary eye on the now maybe slightly hyperventilating teenage girl. Who, now that she has learned that there is a difference between haunting and possession, she's a little concerned again. But let's swing over to Kate. Ren, would you please introduce your character and tell us a little bit about why you're here?
Certainly. Kate Hill is a nurse at Regional Medical. She is a travel nurse, so very recently arrived in town about 3 weeks ago, and is trying to make friends. You don't stay very long in a place when you're a travel nurse, but she's relatively friendly and trying to make friends. And Connor came through the ER in his work as a firefighter, not as a patient. And
Sometimes the two go hand in hand.
It's true. We've had long conversations about smoke inhalation. But we've struck up a kind of friendship, and you invited me along to this thing, and I believe your exact words were, "Please save me. My husband is really into this, and I need someone to talk to."
You need a buffer.
Yeah. Kate is 5'10". I'm going all against type today. Damn it. 5'10", short brown hair, green eyes, and she's dressed for chillier weather. She's wearing a sweater and jeans, and she's wearing a hat and a scarf that she knitted herself.
Oh.
In very festive colors. And she's kind of like nudging her way through the crowd. It's like, "Connor, there you are."
Oh, hi. Yeah. You met my husband, Ingrid Bergman.
Oh, ma'am.
This is the nurse you were telling me about?
Yeah, Kate.
Hi,
good to
I'm
meet
Brian.
you.
Nice to meet you. Oh my God, that jacket, perfect.
Oh, thank you. It's I had to stack up a bit. I was last in California, where it's t-shirt and jeans all the time, and well, it's not that now.
No. You definitely got to have your cold weather layers, especially out here. They were saying it might snow. I still think it's too early for that, but it is getting pretty nippy out here.
Well, climate change. It's messing with all the weather patterns.
I guess. As you sit and gather and chat, the rest of your group sort of tightens up. The teenager finally reaches her breaking point, and you see her dad kind of give everybody like a slightly awkward, like, thanks, as he sort of steers her and ushers her as they start heading back to the car.
Oh, yeah.
To go find maybe a less intense activity.
Go to Denny's, have some pancakes together, relax.
As they pass by and have to sort of like dodge around the gear bag of our next attendant. James, why don't you introduce your character to us?
It's Logan Jake, everybody, your favorite paranormal hunter of the extra planar. We just saw a teenager freak out, man. That's pretty crazy. Yeah, my character is Logan Jake. He is a YouTuber ghost hunter, and he's trying to grow out his facial hair. It's really not coming in because he's half-assing the Halloween look with his little Jon Snow kind of look. And he's like, yeah. So as you can see, we're here on a Halloween night at the Shivers house in the North, man. Anyway, we're gonna be with this group of fine folk, and it's gonna be a radical, maybe possessive time.
I heard it's not going to be possessive, just haunting, right?
I'm not sure about the terminology. I just know that a possession and a haunting are different, okay?
Are you allowed to record people if they don't give you permission?
So we're going to be potentially haunted. There's some weird YouTube bylaws where it's like you can record and it's whatever. By the way, I'm at 69,000 subs. We're almost gonna break 70,000.
I mean, clearly you can never go higher. You have the perfect number.
Nice.
Connor's Yeah. By the way, you're pretty jacked looking. You eat your protein?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, by the way, this video is sponsored by Ridge Protein Bars, and I'm here with a local, what's down over here, firefighter
Yeah.
who eats Ridge Protein Bars. It's pretty crazy, I know, right?
Oh my god, are you getting interviewed right now?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Now remember,
I
Ridge
thought you were
Protein
just
Bars,
talking about like lifting or something.
they're fully plant-based protein with 29 grams of protein. You can get yourself a 12-box set, and if you use the code IT'sLoganJake, you'll get 10% off at checkout.
Kate's gonna go try to find the docent and
You start heading up the porch and kind of like looking in the windows a little bit to see if you see anybody coming.
Nobody yet.
no, not that I've seen.
No.
Waiting on the porch as you
Hi.
approach.
Sketching.
Is our
Sketching the house. It looks like a kindergartner drew it.
Cheryl, why don't you introduce our final member of the team?
Professor Cove, who is a younger professor, early 30s, who is trying a little too hard to like get with the Halloween thing, but also looks like she's also 80. She is a professor at the local junior college who specializes in disasters and the hauntings and things that come after those disasters, with a specialization in maritime disasters. I'm not sorry.
I begged for this. I begged her to do this. So if you're gonna blame anyone, blame me.
Yeah. And is just quietly mumbling to herself about like, well, we're not going to see any ghosts tonight because that's going to be too loud. It's going to scare them all away.
Hi, I'm Kate.
Hi, Professor Cove.
Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Honestly, Kate doesn't blink. She's used to doctors.
Is this your first time here?
Yeah, I'm new in town. I've only been in here for about 3 weeks.
Oh, treat.
Connor, fellow down there who's being accosted by the man with the camera, invited me along as moral support. Not from that, though.
I understand. I don't understand.
It's okay. His husband's apparently really into this, and he's not. So he wanted.
Okay, I do understand that then. Well, you're in for a really great treat. I'm very excited.
Yeah?
I think we might get to see the secret fourth floor tonight.
Ooh.
I think they might add that into the tour. I don't know yet, but like, yeah.
Yeah, I know very little about all of this. So if you want, I of course don't want to make you work on.
I mean, it's your normal like doors to disaster, your staircases that don't go anywhere.
Oh, like the Winchester house.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
No. The Winchester's its own kind of like, it's completely different.
Okay.
As you disabuse any notions that this is going to be too much like the Winchester house, the door appropriately hauntingly creaks its way open very slowly.
So much poetry about this later.
Oh my god.
Sort of grabbing everyone's attention. This just like so slowly, and for a moment you don't see anyone there.
Hey, whoever operated that, could you get that again? I didn't have my zoom out to record that sound. I'd love to use it as like an under sound for my.
Then you see this very petite, sort of pale woman with dark hair, sort of pulled back in a bun. She's dressed in a lightly Victorian outfit. It's like a Closet Claus play of a Victorian. She's wearing like a white blouse. She's got one of those little Amazon corselet things, a long skirt of some sort. She's wearing little boots or whatever, and she just sort of sits down and she's just like, I'm so sorry about that, everyone. Our ADA Jack is a little rusty for some reason. I thought it was just sort of recently serviced, but apparently it's still having problems. My apologies. Please, everyone, come in. I think, is this the whole group? It looks like I just got a message from the Bowers that they're not going to be attending. So I think it's just going to be us then. Is everyone ready to go?
Yeah.
Well, come on up.
Logan will have his little chest-mounted GoPro and just like start clicking record as he's walking on through.
The woman kind of mutters you on, brings you into this like nicely appointed like big tiled, marbled entryway. It's that very tall, sort of domed front piece ceiling that then kind of opens further back into the house. Lots of like really gorgeous detailed inlaid tiling on the floor, huge chandelier that's hanging down from the ceiling. Kind of dusty and cobwebby in a it's really hard to reach this stuff and dust it way, not a fully disused way. Everything on like human level seems fairly well kept. But you're brought in, you see that the woman who's invited you in pops back over and like hits the big ADA button on the side, and you see the door very slowly sort of like ticks and like a little bit of like back and forth, and she just kind of like shakes her head and goes, well, I'll ask.
I mean, I could take a look at it if you want.
No. I'll ask. Our facilities manager is around somewhere, and I'll just ask him to come take a look at it once we.
I mean, I just want to check in. Does anyone need that to work? You know, I feel like we don't want to get into a situation.
Like, my dude's a firefighter, so he's could like.
I mean, you don't
fix
have
this
to.
stuff up.
You know, we don't have to tell her. I just wanted to make sure we're all safe, you know.
Oh no, it's
like if we're gonna get haunted, that's great, but I don't want us. I want us to have clear egress out of the building.
Honestly, if anything, it's going to lock open, not shut. That's the design
Wonderful.
of it.
I love to hear that. Okay.
I'll ask Eddie to come take a look at it once we get things started. Okay. Welcome to the Chivers house, or the Shivers house, as it is sometimes known. Chivers is the correct pronunciation. It is named after Thomas Chivers, of course. But welcome. This is our first time doing anything like this, having an overnight sort of ghost hunting experience. So we hope you all are prepared for a spooky good time. My name is Virginia. You can call me Jenny, if you like. And I will be your guide and provide you with anything you might need. So we're going to do a slightly guided portion. I'll walk you through the areas. Has anyone been here before? Oh, yes, of course, Professor Cove. It's so nice to see you. I'm sorry, the costume is lovely. I almost didn't recognize you.
Thank you.
Anyway,
Add her to your bonds.
And someone else could be harassed.
Anyone who's kind to me, they're on the box. Hell yeah.
I mean, you can make this the start of a new bond if you want. I'll allow it.
Hell yeah.
So we'll do a slightly guided portion as I take you through some of the general areas, and we'll talk through what places are and aren't available. We are going to take a walk through some of the areas that aren't normally open to the public. And then there's going to be a certain amount of a sort of a free roam portion where we will let you just sort of have the ghost hunting experience and explore on your own a little bit. We've provided some ghost hunting accoutrement if you want to try your hand, or if you've brought your own, that's also we in all of the public-facing areas, we are going to permit photos and video for tonight, but in any of the areas not normally open to the public, we ask that you not take photos and video because of our preservation efforts and trying to, take care of the very rare and valuable artifacts that are in those locations. Sound good?
Oh, that's directed at me. Totally fine. How about audio recording, though?
If it's something that I'm narrating to explain things, I think that would be permissible. We just can't have any photo or video.
Fantastic. Yeah, so everybody, he's just gonna start talking. He's gonna be like slightly away from the group, but like get a nice shot, and start talking to his channel here.
Are you live streaming?
Oh no.
Are you on Twitch?
Oh no, I go straight.
I love Twitch.
I love to do
I'm a bit of a gamer.
But I'm thinking about Twitch, and like I think it's a nice.
So many games. He loves Skyrim.
Do you play Skyrim?
Oh, dude, I
Which
played that
mods
like
does he have
10 years
installed?
ago.
I don't even
you should give it
remember the
another
names.
try.
Oh, too
Like,
many.
so many.
Like,
Okay.
if you put
What
in,
is
I have a
Skyrim?
list of
It's
mods.
a video game. An interactive story that you tell on a computer.
You do.
Yeah, I played that in middle school, man. So that's
know.
pretty crazy.
What video
Yeah.
games are.
Hold on.
Yeah.
They have some that, like, there's this one that they're just
Ginny
really
sort of
development
looks and it's just
done.
like, all right, everybody. Great. Now that we've established some baseline rules.
Oh, this is madness already.
Amazing. Wonderful. Let's begin the tour. Yes.
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 Let's do it.
Right. So, back in the 1840s, Ginny begins walking you through the house. She explains to you that the Chivers house is named for Thomas Hawley Chivers, a doctor turned poet, originally from the state of Georgia and mostly based out of Georgia. However, this house was named after him upon its christening after being built, because one of the great funders of the house was believed to be some sort of relation of his. There's a little bit of murkiness in this history that is a little unclear. But initially, the Chivers house became a repository for the work of Dr. Chivers, his poetry, some of his old records. And then slowly from there kind of spiraled and evolved into something a little bit different. Thomas Chivers received a medical degree from the aptly named Transylvania University, the one in Kentucky.
Connor laughs too loud at that. Like Dracula.
And one of the things he's most noted for is writing an incredibly poor biography of Edgar Allan Poe, which was published after Poe's death.
Now I want to read it.
He was a strong defender of the reputation of Edgar Allan Poe in comparison to many of Poe's supposed friends that wrote really scathing, even worse biographies of him, and made a lot of literary enemies as a result of this. This is all kind of explained as you're walking through kind of these public areas of the house, the sort of you kind of go through the parlor, the ballroom, the dining room, the kitchen, all of these things that would be sort of the ground floor. She points out some of these paintings. There's huge bookshelves in this library room, all this sort of stuff, talking about how these house a bunch of these sort of works. And because of the expansion of Chivers' work, there's medical texts, but there's also collections of poetry, his, Poe's, other contemporaries of the area, spanning all the way from New England down into the South where Chivers came from. The other thing, as you kind of loop around, you kind of circle back around to the big entryway and where it leads, this foyer that leads into where the big grand staircase up to the second floor is. She also explains that Chivers was particularly invested in the concept of divine inspiration, the belief that God, in this case specifically the singular Christian God, was responsible for providing creative influence to poets and writers, and brought the spark of that to those who he was granting it essentially as a gift. And he was very strongly encouraging of the development of American literature as its own distinctive form, separate from anywhere else. And she explains that she kind of brings you to the bottom of the stairs, and this is where things start to get a little weird. That is the historical man, Thomas Chivers. And then we have the Chivers family, who, as far as we know, may not actually have been related to him, but for some inexplicable reason were incredibly invested in his work. Unusual, as this man is mostly only best known in the modern times for this defense of Edgar Allan Poe. That's pretty much the only time his name comes up. But these, we refer to them as the Chivers cousins, who built and named the house, were deeply invested in his investment in American literature and history. And this is where we start to get into the spooky side of things. If you all want to follow me up the stairs.
Just like up until this point has just been mouthing and along with her.
Yeah, knows the
Just
full...
leaning over. He inspired me to be a poet.
Do you also lean to the macabre?
Yeah. I've got so many just like odes to the Empress of Ireland and, just, yeah.
That's incredible.
Do you want to read some?
I'd love to.
You help steer Kate up the stairs as she's reading your poetry, because you know, of course, where you're going. And you're brought up the stairs to the second floor and go into this massive study. Like, you step in, so if you picture there's sort of that little bit of, like, that balcony situation that looks down into this grand entranceway, and then there's doors along. When you get up to the top, instead of there's several doors on sides, but in front of you there's just one singular huge set of double doors. You flip it open, or rather, Ginny flips it open for you, and you see this massive, like, library study situation. The walls to your sides are lined with books, and then sitting in front of you is a just massive, like 20-foot wide, 10-foot deep, carved desk that almost looks more like an altar or something. It's just like really huge, kind of grotesque in the capital G architectural sense. There's a like huge like leather wingback chair, like bigger than is like normal human size chair, sitting behind it. And then on the wall behind that, there is a massive fireplace that is flanked by these two stained glass windows. And the windows depict like the sun shining down on like these like rolling green fields, and then the moon shining down on these like tall purple mountains. It's very beautiful and very bizarre to have on the second floor of a house.
And how big was this guy? Oh, this big desk.
Well, see, that's the thing. We don't actually know that the study was ever used. All of the books, as you can see, are arranged very carefully by topic, author's last name, size, and color. They have been rebound to create patterns. If you look over here, and you see she goes over and she like flips the light switch to kind of like turn up the sort of like track lights, whatever, and you see that the books have all been custom rebound to flow off of the scene from the stained glass window. So down one side, it's this continuation of these like rolling green and gold hills with like farmlands in the background and like this beautiful blue sky with clouds. And then on the other side, there's this continuation of these like rich purple and brown mountains with like a river running through them, and this like kind of purpley blue nighttime sky with stars in it that is all recreated on the bindings of these books.
That's incredible.
Yes, it's quite a feat of artistry, honestly, and I've never, in all of my experience working in museums and book preservation, I've never seen anything like it before or since. So quite a unique collection. Also concerning, as when historians in the 1950s finally received access to the home, World War I, things fell into disarray, family died off, couldn't find any living relatives. World War II, people weren't interested in museums because there were other things going on. 1950s, a local historian rediscovered the history of the house and was able to get it preserved as a historic landmark and gain access to cataloging everything. Began starting to look through all of these books, and they are all the same book.
What book?
We don't know. that's the fun part. Fun to a certain degree, I guess. For a certain quotient of fun, if this is your thing. I find it fascinating personally. Again, this is my area of expertise. It is a book of. Are you familiar with sort of commonplace books from the English Puritans? It's a sort of book that has various, home remedy recipes, a little bit of an almanac, some prayers, a little bit of everything. Commonplace book. It's all the commonplace things you would need to know. It's sort of like that for someone who is absolutely out of their mind.
Is it Chivers? His book?
I mean, it does include some poetry that we are suspecting may have been written by Chivers based on the context clues, but it also includes poetry from other poets of the era. It includes records of financial transactions that we're not quite sure the origins of. It has almanac pages tracking the movements of the stars and the sun over very oddly specific periods of time. All of these are interchanged. There's no real sense that any historian has ever been able to make of them. And every single copy of the book, I believe there are 1,498 copies.
Yeah, it's in my sub count.
That is your sub count?
Less than my sub count.
Oh.
Remember 69,000?
Right. 69, yeah.
But they are all exactly identical. Clearly custom printed, so probably in the late 1800s. So either someone rented out an entire printing press just to do this, or they did it themselves.
And both are equally insane.
To a certain quotient of insanity, yes, absolutely.
Did anything interesting? This is me to Alondra.
Yeah,
anything
go for it.
interesting happen in the year 1498 that I might know about?
1498.
Just like
Let me double check.
Hell of a year.
Yeah, I was thinking that 1498 is important to something.
Yeah. Like, is it a year? A year's easy, but I'll get the. Let's get the.
I mean, yours easy. It doesn't add up to 13.
The things that would probably ping off of you based on your general historical knowledge. That was Columbus's third expedition when he discovered the mouth of the Orinoco. It was the beginning of English forays into Japan, I believe. I'm like, I have to remember what it was when John Cabot left Bristol intending to seek out what we would now know as Japan. He vanished on that voyage. And then I guess just general historical knowledge, the execution of Savonarola and the election of Machiavelli to the Second Grand Republic of Florence. Probably not something that any of you guys know, but something that I know because I'm a giant nerd.
Beautiful.
And also because it's in my notes here for some inexplicable reason. It has nothing to do with this module, I just happen to have it.
As you do. Are we allowed to take pictures in here? Is this okay?
Yes. We do ask no flash, please.
Of course.
To help preserve the leather binding of the books. But yes, pictures in here are allowed. If you're looking for high-resolution photos to look more in-depth at the things, we also have some of this available on our website.
Wonderful.
Can we look in the book?
Unfortunately, we do not have... Actually, wait a minute. We might have one on the... We might have one on the examination table up in the laboratory space that we could look at when we get up there. We've been removing them one at a time and looking at them under preserved conditions to verify if there are any differences. Kind of a long task, obviously, since they apparently seem to all be identical, but we do want to verify because if there is any difference in any of them, that could help unlock some of the mystery behind all of these books. So when we swing by there are some rooms that over on the side that we've sort of turned into offices for our purposes. I'm certain if we have one on the stands, happy to let you take a look at that one.
How many have you gone through so far?
Me personally, or just overall?
Just overall.
Overall, I think since the 1980s, I think we have completely cataloged 534. It's a slow process, of course, having to pull everyone off, photograph and log everyone, and of course, now it's getting much faster now with digitization and everything. A lot quicker to photograph and scan. Back in the 80s, it was still the flat lay and the camera and having to get everything developed, of course. Now we're having to also cross-reference some of the ones that were done back then to make sure that it's accurate, and we've lost negatives from a few of them, so we have to go back and try to figure out which ones we have and make sure everything is correctly cataloged. It's quite a huge process. I could fully see spending my entire life here trying to finish this project.
Did you start on the sun side or the moon side?
Both. Top, back corners, working our way in groupings of 10. 10 across, 1 down, 10 across.
Fascinating.
I wasn't the one who started the pattern.
No.
I've just been following it because I would hate to disrupt it at this point and lose track of where we are. If you look very, very closely, she on the moon side, she points out, and you see very, very gently, just sticking out between two of the books, there's just like the tiniest little like ribbon. That's the marker.
Oh, smart.
It does. It helps a little bit. Anyway, that's the study.
Looking around, are there gaps where books are taken out? Because if there's at least one on the possibly on the stand.
This smells like it's time to actually make you roll some dice.
Dice in this game?
I know. It's an Alondra game. It's so rare to roll dice. But I think it's time. I think this is going to be a search roll.
Is an assist a thing in this game?
Not to my knowledge.
Not particularly, no. But I think this is a search roll. For those of you who are more familiar with Call of Cthulhu, that this is sort of the Delta Grade equivalent of Spot Hidden.
My search is 60 and I rolled a 19.
Nice.
19.
Great, 19 on a 60. You take a look around, and especially because this track lighting is on to like show you the full glory of these book spines or whatever, you do notice over on the moon side, in one of the darker sections of kind of the like brown portion of the mountains where it's in shadow from the moonlight, it does look like there's a gap where one of the books is missing.
Okay. I'll note that, just out of mild curiosity.
Of course. Mild curiosity is what we love in this game.
Just mild.
Everyone's like, oh no.
When the GM smiles, it's already too late.
Just say, oh no, we rolled something. Now we're in.
Yeah.
Oh, let's go.
And it was 749 for the first roll, if anyone was curious.
Honestly, better than it could have been.
Yes.
We did do that luck roll at the start to see if we could get another.
Oh, and I crit failed it. Yeah, I remember.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you definitely got another bit. Yeah.
to see if we could. We didn't.
Look, if the people are really enjoying this and want you to roll more dice and want to give bits to make me give them more rolls to roll more dice, I will take them. We will happily take them. We will.
Yeah, we'll tag them. We'll tag them.
It's the end of the month. Support your local arts. If you love what we're doing, give us bits. That was my spiel.
Please.
Very
That
direct.
was Logan Jake being like,
You can become a member on my YouTube channel by just going in the link down below.
Look, if anyone wants to put bits toward us murdering Logan Jake, I will take it. Or Jake Logan, or whatever the fuck he calls
if you
himself.
give me a coin, I'll touch one of the books.
Everybody's a non-combatant in this game. If you want to give bits to give everyone combat skills to kick Logan Jake's ass at dawn,
I do have
It is an
unarmed combat.
Yeah, I got
Oh yeah, that's right.
all of you have some combat skills.
You said it like.
Speaking of touching books,
Uh-oh.
Logan Jake's a little like, wow, but not things much happening. Is there a way I could like, I don't know how it would work here, like put like a little bit of a fishing line on one, step away, and then like pull it, so that way I'm like, oh, look at this book that shot out.
Oh my god.
That's so funny.
I love it.
That's very funny. I would say I would say this one would probably be a stealth roll to see if you can. Well, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to like.
I would have never guessed.
I mean, if you want to pitch me a different skill,
I
what
don't
it
know
is
what
that,
their other skills are. Art? I don't know.
Yeah, I would say because what you're trying to do, honestly, I think is get past Ginny's notice to like be able to go rig something so that you can quickly kind of do this bit. So let's do a stealth roll. What's your stealth score?
It's a 10.
Love that base.
Let's go!
No trouble.
It's a 32. Can I?
I am not seconding that.
I'm working on this.
You might crit fail.
Oh, that's a 0. Oh, 70.
Okay, worse. So you walk over and suddenly Ginny is like, excuse me, Mr. Jake, please don't touch the books. She points to the like very obvious signs that are like posted in front of every bookshelf that say, please do not touch books.
Oh yeah, sorry. It was just like this one was super fascinating to me. Like the color, the ombre, like the way the light comes in and hits it. It's just.
If you'd like to make an appointment to specifically examine that one, I can arrange for you to come in on a special day and we can go over one together.
Professor Cove's eyes are this big.
You can make. I'm ready.
You can make a point. Yeah, no, that like, and he gets a little flushed. That'd be like, yeah, no, that's totally cool. Like, we could totally like have some time and like look at some books together. Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure if you're making fun of me or if I've somehow made you uncomfortable, Mr.
No. It's super cool. Like, books are awesome.
Is this a cute meet?
I hope not.
Brian leans over to you. Brian has just been kind of like, quietly squeeing the whole
Yeah, nerd out.
Yeah. Brian just leans over and he's like, oh my God, can we do that for our anniversary? Please. Can we come and look at the secret books? Please.
I thought we were gonna.
Please.
I thought we were.
My birthday. How about my birthday?
Okay. No. We can do it for the anniversary. Just
We
like,
can do something
can
you
we
wanna
do
do
one
too.
other thing?
Yes, we can do one other thing. What do you want to do?
Disc golf?
Disc golf.
Disc golf is the shit! Oh man, it's like golf, but like more involved.
Yeah.
That's the one with frisbees. Yes.
Yeah.
Is that what you call them here? Frisbees?
Yeah. No.
Well, so I actually read this interesting
What do
thing
you call
recently.
them?
We don't generally have them where I come from.
So Frisbee is actually the company name.
Yeah, but it's
But it is getting so much into the cultural
it's like
osmosis,
Kleenex.
but it's not quite legally. Not everybody can use Frisbee yet, but it's really close. So we should just start using it because, screw corporations, right?
Quite.
Where are you from, if I may ask?
Very small. You've never heard of it. It's up north.
Oh,
It's we're very rural.
fair enough.
Nothing wrong with that. Grew up on a farm.
Oh yes, lovely.
Yeah.
Love animals.
Blue Ridge Mountains, just a little south of here. Yeah.
Charlotte's just quietly freaking out.
Crying.
Yeah, we had a little orchard. It's beautiful.
That's so lovely.
I mean, no one's ever heard of it, but yeah.
No, that's a common problem.
Yeah.
I mean, is it a problem?
It's all right, yeah.
Depends on how you define a problem. Would you like to come see the preservation offices?
Love to.
All right, Brian, your favorite part, right?
Brian is like literally just like
I was kind of getting a Shining vibe from like the repetition. Did you see that with the words? The words repeating? It's kind of like Shining,
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
All work and no play.
Ginny brings you along down one side of these additional doors and opens up, and you see that this is a room. It was probably at one time some sort of sitting room something situation, but it has now been converted into a very high-tech looking like office slash lab sort of combo. Not lab like chemistry, but lab like antiques preservation, right? You can see some stuff that's on tables, things that are in covers, lots of like white gloves and sanitation stations and things like that. And then there are several computers. There's a whole shelf of different types of cameras, ranging from like your normal like Nikon situation to like really specific like little tiny cameras that you can use to like thread into walls to look behind them, like, you know, laparoscopic style, things like that. She goes through and she kind of explains to you about some of the preservation efforts that they've been doing because after all of the years of this building being abandoned, a lot of the upper floors are essentially condemned. They are off limits generally to everyone because of safety concerns with the structural integrity, with things like black mold. But they're trying to also find out what is up in those places because there are many doors that have been boarded off, like locked and nailed shut and like fully covered or sealed with like concrete in one case. Just very weird. And it seems to have started from the top, the 4th floor, which is some sort of expanded attic, all the way down, and it seems to be working its way down. So the entire 4th floor was sealed, most of the 3rd floor was sealed off, and there is one room on the 2nd floor that was sealed off. And she goes, and I'll bet you probably didn't even notice where it was because it's so cleverly hidden. There's a door in the fireplace of the study.
Cool.
I guess that explains why the fireplace is so big.
Yeah, so if you pop back in and you go to on the right-hand side, you can see a seam where the edges of the door have pierced from a bad concrete job that was used to try to seal it and hide it within the rest of the framing.
Have you used one of your little cameras to check it out?
That is one of our next projects. We've been prioritizing some of the 3rd floor spaces that we're concerned might have other things like paintings, books, things that will be damaged with further passage of time without climate control or other concerns. Well, that's the bulk of our usual tour. It's rather limited to the bottom floor and these couple of rooms up here, but I suppose if you're all eager to start exploring on your own, we can start with that, or I can show you one of the off-limits rooms.
Oh, that please.
Well, excellent. Let's head this way then. Why don't we grab some equipment, just in case? And she kind of fiddles around. She pulls one of the little, like, you know, little. I should know the names of these. I have forgotten the names of every single thing, but one of the little cameras sort of on a cord that you can like slide through holes. She pulls one of those off, hands it to you, Kate. She grabs a whole bunch of like white cotton gloves, hands them out to everybody.
I brought my own.
Oh, that will also remind me. I will look to see if one of those books is on the...
Yes, no need to roll for this one. You do see that there is a book kind of like under like climate controlled cover. Does look like it is probably, it's the right like shape and size and everything. It looks like it is probably the one. It is currently open.
Okay.
Kate, Brian, you want to look at it? Look at the book? You want to look at the book?
We want to go.
Go?
Come on.
Logan?
I'm already
You wanna look at the
dedicated
book?
to- I'm looking at some B-roll, man. Don't worry about it.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, go over and like hands behind back in the museum way, but like lean close to look at this
You're
book.
kind of in my shot. Would you mind?
Fuck off.
Can you just like move?
Nope.
Just
Mr. Jake, you know, I've seen some other YouTubers get very excellent B-roll by standing just outside the door and shooting down into the foyer.
Oh, sweet. No, thanks for the tip, brah.
I can even turn on the chandelier for you.
Oh, that'd be super cool. Thanks.
Why don't I do that? And she sort of like turns around and like nods at you guys and like walks you out to the to turn on some lights for you.
She's the best. I love her.
Like, are you picking up on any tension between them? I have really low human int, so. It's like, I feel like, you know.
I mean, I don't know. That would be like a really opposites attract sort of thing, unless she's like kind of a freak and we haven't figured it out yet. Which, like,
I mean,
she
make a
could
good
be.
rom-com, though. Ghost hunter works at a haunted house.
Oh, like National Treasure, but like with ghosts.
Yeah.
This sounds like a Hallmark movie.
It does, and one of the ones that I hate. Come on,
right.
let's look.
Small-time YouTuber goes to small town.
No, big time YouTuber goes to small town
69,000 subs climbing.
and discovers the true meaning of
YouTube.
Hallmark. Get at us.
Oh my god, we figured it out.
Those of you who are still in the room walk over and all gather around this book. You see, it is open to what looks like probably like the very first page or very close to the first page. And upon that page is inscribed a poem.
Oh.
There are some qualities, some incorporate things that have a double life, which thus is made a type that twin entity which springs from matter and light, evinced in solid and shade. There is a twofold silence, sea and shore, body and soul. One dwells in lonely places, newly with grass o'ergrown, some solemn graces. Some human memories and tearful lore render him terrorless, his name's no more. He is the corporate silence, dread him not. No power hath he of evil in himself. But should some urgent fate, untimely lot, bring thee to meet his shadow, nameless elf that haunteth the lone regions where hath trod no foot of man, commend thyself to God.
I see where you get your inspiration.
Is this one of his?
You actually look at more closely at the page, and you see down at the very bottom in very small letters, the poem is attributed to Edgar Allan Poe.
Ooh.
Oh, we talked about him earlier.
Was this one of the known poems?
Is this a known Poe poem?
I would like you to,
As an amateur poet?
roll. I would like you to roll for me.
Right.
I will say again, because you are a professor, although you could roll your poetry. I might also allow an argument that you could roll history. I know it's not your specialty, but you had a liberal arts education.
Yeah. I mean, I have a decent history.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, that is a 29. Oh, yes, 26. Sorry, out of 60.
26 out of 60 on your history. This is a known poem of Edgar Allan Poe. It is titled Silence.
Oh, it is a known poem?
Yes, it is
Okay.
a known poem titled Silence. It's probably not one of his, like, most popular, obviously. It's not necessarily, it's not The Raven. It's not Cask of Amontillado. It's not one of the big ones. But amongst poets or people who are specific scholars of Poe, it would certainly be known.
Yes.
Good to know.
Kind of reminded me of The Room. Like, light and dark. That sort of contrast.
Oh shit, Tommy Wiseau's like one of my favorite directors.
Oh god, he's back.
Really, I have always thought that his particular take on capturing the deep pathos of the human experience was quite unique.
Dang. That's like super insightful.
Wow.
Right. Secret Forbidden Room, then, everyone?
Yes, please.
We're gonna make this happen, Jimmy and Logan James.
Oh god.
Nothing scary, just romance.
So just so you know, so when you tell the story later, it's meet cute, not cute meat.
Meet cute. But it's alphabetical the other way.
That is correct, but the common terminology is meet cute.
Because it is a cute meeting.
Yes. No, I
when
agree.
I first heard meat cutes, like for some reason in my brain, it was just like meat.
Meet the cute?
Like food?
Like,
Like food, yeah.
that was cute.
Yeah.
I have seen some very adorable steaks. There are some places in the Far East where they make them into little shapes, like flowers.
My
or-
butcher used to do a little pig.
Oh!
The ground, whatever. Yeah.
Pig out of a pig.
Yeah.
I'm in a Facebook group where there's a particular individual that shapes all of their meatloaf into horror monsters to go along with their weekly movie night.
That is amazing. I need to find that Facebook group.
Wait, is that Meat Lovers Unite?
No. I mean, maybe they're in multiple groups.
Oh yeah,
That's not the one that
it's
I'm.
cool. Like, yeah, meat appreciation groups. There's like a dime a dozen of those on Facebook. That's totally.
No, this one's
Yeah.
for like witchy cooking.
Witchy cooking. Yeah, I'll look into that.
Shall we go explore Forbidden Room?
Let's shall.
Let's go.
Ginny starts walking you like around the horseshoe to the other side of the second floor, and here you see one of the things that she was talking about, which is a door that looks like it. You can see the like imprint on the like wallpaper of where there were like boards nailed over it, like the very most like cartoon stereotypical like just boards at kind of random angles that were like nailed shut. And you can see the damage in the frame and in the wall where all these nails were, and even in the door itself where all these like nails were like pounded into it. It, even without seeing it in form, because it's clearly already been opened, this looks like somebody manic. Like there's just like the nails are in weird clusters. They don't totally make sense. Some of them, like there's damage in like the edges where it doesn't even look like anyone was paying attention to whether it was going into anything or not. So there's like splintering on the like edge of the frame and the edge of the door where things kind of drove into that slot between. Very, very aggressive amounts of damage to this door. Ginny reaches into the pocket of her sort of like pseudo-Victorian skirt and pulls out just the most obvious, like massive, like clanky key ring sort of situation, kind of flips through, finds a big old looking skeleton key, pops it in, opens this door, opens it up, and then also from a little like side table that's in here, she picks up a big like industrial like hyper bright lantern, like camping style lantern. We do have some like limited electricity run into here as we've been starting to renovate the room, but this feels spookier, so I figured we'd kind of go classic. She like reaches in, clicks the light on, and you see it starts to illuminate this room that looks like some sort of like servant's room, which doesn't totally make sense with the layout of this place. You would not put the servants like right off of a main walkway. Mm-hmm. But as you kind of look around, like there's a bed stuck in a corner. There's like a little wardrobe. She sort of like, does the very eerie like ooh shines around to sort of give you all the vibes. There's like a freestanding wardrobe. There's a bed. There's a little table with like a wash basin and the mirror situation. All of this sort of thing going on. There's a little wooden chair and a wooden table. Everything kind of very sparse and very simple. You can all see this room's still very dusty. Looks like they're not super far into the preservation efforts here. The wardrobe is also like nailed shut with like big boards over it, which is a shame because it's a really beautiful and ornately carved piece of furniture that kind of seems the most out of place in this room. Everything else is very plain and very simple, and there's like this one really gorgeous wardrobe that has just been absolutely like sealed shut, nailed with all these things, and wrapped in barbed wire.
Whoa.
So she
Like all the way around.
like
behind
fully has
you,
wrapped, like it was wrapped around and then shoved back into
Yeah,
place. Ginny walks in. She sets the lantern on the table to kind of like illuminate the room and kind of motions for you all to come in if you so choose. Goes, we haven't quite discovered the origins of what this room was intended for, but as you can see, it certainly asks a lot of questions, which we hope, if we can find the answers, will lead to more answers about the nature of this house and what the Chivers cousins intended of it before it was sort of abandoned. You can see the furniture is mostly mismatched. It appears to have been culled from other areas throughout the space. And if you look here, it seems that maybe this was for a governess or some member of the help, someone who would have been of lower status and wouldn't have had one of the grand bedrooms such as we see in other parts of the home. As she's saying this, you suddenly all hear the of a very loud cell phone going off.
Whoa, I keep my phone off because that really messed with takes, man.
I am so sorry, everyone. She like fumbles around in the other pocket. It like does the like reaching way too deep for a normal pocket. Must have been customized.
I want those pockets.
Fishes out a cell phone and just. I'm so sorry. One moment. Eddie, yes, Eddie. What? No, that shouldn't. I've got the keys up here. I'll come down right away and take a look. One moment. I'm so sorry. That was our facilities manager. He's having a bit of a time. He was trying to work on the front door, and there seems to be some sort of problem. I just need to run the keys down to him. So, please be very careful about anything you look at or touch or anything like that. Use the gloves if you're going to handle anything, and please try not to move anything that can't be returned. We've photographed most everything, but we're trying to preserve everything as much as possible until we have further resources to explore. I will be right back. And she like juggling the phone in one hand, like grabs this like massive pile of keys, and goes scurrying out of the door.
You let us know if you need anything. Yeah.
Of course. Thank you. No, this should be just a moment.
All right.
And you sort of hear her boots kind of like clopping as she like heads down these like big staircase toward the front door.
Well, she left us in the most haunted room, or that's accessible, I guess.
Yeah, that barbed wire over there is like pretty gnarly.
Yeah. Must have been quite a state of mind to set that up.
Professor, can I have you give me another history roll?
That is a 74, which does fail.
Do you want a reroll?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
Would my anthropological knowledge from being a Harvard school dropout serve me in any way?
What?
We got into Harvard.
You know?
You know, YouTube pays better sometimes than academia.
I'm just impressed that you got into Harvard.
Well, I mean,
Oh, family connections?
No, I'm definitely like one of those self-made dudes, It's like,
Super.
So who's your family?
you don't know the Jakes?
No. Except as a slang for the outhouse.
Or like Jake the dog from Adventure Time.
Oh shoot!
Really?
Yeah, that one has like a fin.
Yeah, bit of Jake.
Wow.
Prime Jake Gyllenhaal. Just saying.
Yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal. I know he's on your list.
I mean, sorry, I didn't mean to like go to a weird place. I'm just saying.
It's
I think we
okay.
can
No,
all
if
agree
you
that
ever get a chance with Jake Gyllenhaal, I said it was okay.
I appreciate that,
Yeah.
honey.
Yeah.
Speaking of like relationships, like what do you think Jenny's deal is?
I'm picking up something, man. But you should make an anthropology roll before we talk.
Am I doing like an anthropology role on like how like we would best fit together as two humans?
That would be a human roll.
Yeah.
It's not too bad. Surprisingly.
Yeah, your human social practices.
Yeah, I got base.
Do you want to make an anthropology roll
Sure,
on
yeah.
room, or do you want to make a human roll on Ginny?
Oh shit! Now I gotta pursue the Jenny.
Make a human roll on Ginny.
We gotta keep her alive.
God damn it! 79.
No,
I don't know,
69.
man.
It isn't even the fun number.
I mean, she wasn't wearing a wedding ring, but a lot of people don't for their jobs.
I
these
know,
days.
man. Like I don't want to really like press upon her because like I know she's in her state of work, but like I'm feeling vibes.
I want to go and have a look at the wardrobe and fully ignoring this over here.
I would like to remove myself from this conversation.
I'm not interested in cute meat or meat cute or whatever the shit is called. I want to go and look at this wardrobe. You'd mentioned before that the desk, the out of place desk in the huge study was like grotesque with a capital G. Is this similar in any way, like the carvings on it?
It does look like it could be from like the same architectural movement.
Like maybe the same set of furniture that is weirdly here?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it shoved flush against the wall or as flush it can be with the barbed wire?
It's shoved very flush to the wall. Like someone used a great deal of force to make it flush despite the barbed wire.
Oh no!
That wallpaper is ruined.
Are there other entry or exit points in like window stores?
There is a window.
Okay.
It is also boarded up.
from the inside or outside?
Yes.
Oh shit.
Is there like a little, bedside table, anything like that?
Yeah, there's like a little nightstand, and then there's one of those like kind of tall tables with the spindly legs that holds the like water basin and the pitcher.
It's good.
But yeah, like there's a small nightstand with like a little drawer in it sitting next to the bed.
Got my gloves on.
Oh, wait.
Well,
Go ahead.
you tell me.
Oh, I'm recording. You're good. You're good.
Okay. I open it slowly.
You slide it open, and inside you see a book.
Whoa.
It is of a very familiar size and shape. It is leather bound.
Is it the commonplace book?
It looks like it would fit perfectly into the sets that are in the library.
Oh, is this like a puzzle thing where you gotta put it in the slot?
Probably.
And then like a
Like an
bookcase
escape
and
room.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, there's one actually just a few blocks down. It's really, really cool.
Oh.
Like I know you two were talking about like doing something else. Like if you want to do something else, that escape room is pretty cool.
I mean, my birthday is coming up, and if we're doing the book examination for our anniversary, we could do a birthday escape.
I'm in. Yeah, let's do it. But while we're here, we might even be in an escape room right now. Maybe that was all planned.
Oh my gosh, you think they set this whole thing up as an escape room? for
Maybe.
us? That would be so cool.
They went to quite a bit of detail, if that's the case. I say, looking at the barbed wire driven into the wallpaper.
I'm not saying the whole house is built as an
I mean,
escape
that's
room,
probably like
but-
set dressing, just like really like, ooh, he was a real crazy poet and stuff. I'm not actually saying that, but like,
Okay, so looking at the binding on the book, what's the color vibe? Like, where would it go on the shelves?
Color vibe is half like on the spine, half light blue, half dark blue.
It's in the middle.
Split.
Like that poem.
The sea and the shore.
All right.
We're not supposed to.
We're not
handle
supposed to
books.
touch it, I know.
We're really not
We're
supposed
not
to handle
supposed
books.
to. We're not supposed to. I'm just saying, like,
well, she
but
said we
Professor
could like
Cove,
touch things in the room, and it's like in the room, and like we could just like.
Not you.
Well, no, I'm gonna film it because this is like, I'm pretty sure no one else has seen stuff in here.
You
Like,
want
that'd
to
be
film us breaking the rules and put it out for 69,000 people to see.
soon to be 70,000.
Do consequences just not happen in your world?
Well, yeah, it's like, and then
How many apologies have you had to make? Was there a ukulele involved?
I unfortunately don't do ukuleles. That's more of like a Colleen thing. But for me personally, I love bongos.
Cool.
Noisy.
Yeah.
It really adds a little bit to the emphasis of
Okay.
certain lines.
So, book. Anything else in there? Just a book.
So far, all you see is a book.
Can I like skitter back to the library and just see if
Skitter. The best term for that.
and just like looking at, exact middle of the room, is there a place where a book might fit?
So, scurrying back to this big library study, you go back and you see like the shelves themselves only line the side walls. The back wall is those two big stained glass windows and the fireplace.
Is there a place in the fireplace?
As you go up to the fireplace, are you going to go like all the way in and around to the other side of that big desk and then behind the chair
Are there
and everything?
ropes that tell me not to?
No. There are ropes that
yes.
line for the bookcases, and there are ropes across. It looks like you can pass by the desk and the big leather picture to get to the fireplace to see
yes.
it. Great. You walk around and you look, and you see on like the kind of mantelpiece of the fireplace, there are two bookends with nothing between them.
Okay, I'm gonna skitter back to the bed. Like, there is a spot for it in the room.
So then there's 499 books. not 498.
I will say the spacing of the bookends, as they were placed, looks like it would fit more than one.
Well, maybe there's other books. In I'm with you, Professor.
Oh boy.
Like, oh my god, it is an escape room because Eddie had problems with the front door, and if we get all the books and we place them in, we can actually go through the
Well,
door.
if that's the case, then there's a timer.
Oh shit.
Because they're like an hour.
Usually, yeah.
Yeah.
Which
But
means
it's an overnight.
Oh, on Eventbrite, what did it say for how long?
You met at 11 p.m. because it's a late night thing, right? You met at 11 p.m. and you have access to the building until approximately 6 a.m.
We got time.
Hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that honestly makes me feel better because the whole front door thing, I was like, this feels like a safety violation. But if it's all just part of storytelling, then it's fine. Okay, so we found one. Let's not touch it until we find the others. But if we find, you said 3 books?
more than one.
More than one.
One.
Do we have a mathematics score?
I know.
I was
I don't know.
I know somebody almost got math, but I think I don't think I gave anybody math because it felt mean.
Yeah, just
Finding
point out
ways to
my lack
make
of
it
in
work.
real life.
I have accounting.
I think I'm just gonna give you this one partly because I know that this is a skill that real people have in real life because it's a skill that you have in real life. Just again, knowing that all of these books are like exactly identical. Looking at that space, it looks like it had room for 15 books.
15.
15.
Oh, we got so many to find. Okay, and
Well, what if there's some underneath the barbed wire?
We are not cutting away the barbed wire.
I mean, is it even real? Oh, with my gloves, I'll be like, go over and I'll tap one of the points. Is it sharp?
It's sharp.
Oh,
Sharp and rusty.
Did any
Tell me you're up on your tetanus shots.
Did anything interesting happen in the year 1513?
Let me check my notes.
The fact that you have notes on that is
I know the way you friggers work play games. I've played with all of you before.
Thank you.
King Hans of Denmark died from injuries sustained being thrown from his horse. Ponce de Leon became one of the first known Europeans to visit Florida.
cool.
No, put it back.
There was a major rock avalanche in the Swiss Alps at Monte Crillon, which destroyed the village of Biasca.
That's too bad.
And Machiavelli is suspected of trying to overthrow the House of Medici. Again, this
Is this all centered around Machiavelli?
nothing to do with the Borgias. That's just one of my special interests.
I see you. This whole house.
It's become a good red herring for me to just constantly reference Italy in this time frame. That you can think of within your scope of things. You can think of that being like a particular, like, there was a lot of battle happening in like the Italy, France, like Holy Roman Empire versus Italian states. All that part of Europe was like very much all at war with each other.
Great.
Any maritime disasters?
Probably.
Ponce de Leon landing in Florida.
Accurate.
That's why I put it down.
Okay, so we're looking for 14 more books then.
All right. Okay, we got the work cut out for us.
We only have access to like
3 rooms.
3 rooms
So,
up here and
yeah.
then 19 rooms downstairs. How many rooms are downstairs?
Like,
6? 9?
Well, and someone would have, like, I don't think that that's part of, if it's an
13.
escape room, I don't think that's part of it. Probably.
Downstairs?
No. Like upstairs is the secret special area.
downstairs would be between 8 and 10, depending on how you count rooms, because some of them kind of are opening up into each other or whatever. Up here, the study takes up such a massive part of the second floor, and then there's probably like 3 rooms on the one side and 2 or 3 on the other. But there's 2 more whole floors.
Yeah.
Just like very gently just check under the mattress.
You start to lift the mattress, and you just hear a little like, "Rah!" and a black cat runs out.
Jesus.
and zips past you.
Oh, dang
It was
it! I
locked
missed
in
that.
here? That's inhumane.
I doubt it.
my
I doubt it
GoPro
was
for
locked
that?
in here. It would have been yowling by the door.
Okay.
You've done this tour before. Is there a cat?
No. I've never seen a cat.
I mean, it's
They
all hollows.
explicitly ban animals because of the preservation efforts.
Yeah, unless they're service animals.
It's
or
all-
guppies at home.
Well, I mean, I can understand
Oh my
maybe
God,
they.
I should call your sister and ask if Guppy's doing okay.
yeah, you should. Yeah.
Yeah, let me.
Okay,
Pulls out a phone, starts texting.
I can see like maybe they would have a cat in case they're having like a rodent problem and like having the cat around, preservation wise. But
Right.
also,
But yeah.
Also, it's All Hallows Eve.
Oh.
Special.
Nice, Kate. Spooky.
I mean, I like cats. Can't have them travel too much, but I like cats.
They're cool.
And
like one of those like travel cats that they have on Instagram.
man, I have thought about it, but when you're working, 12-hour shifts, that's just cruel.
Is that the cat?
Where is that coming from?
outside the room.
Just like
Lean. like Scooby-Doo around the door frame.
Everybody looks outside the door, and you do see that there is a black cat. It is at the foot of the stairs that are roped off with a "please do not pass" that go up to the third floor. Is full body stretch up the door frame of that doorway and just
Going to town.
going to town on that
keep doing
beautiful,
that.
beautiful architecture.
It's some great B-roll.
Kitty.
Cat kind of does final big stretch and sits down and just perfect sits down and then just turns its head almost 180 degrees to look at you.
Yes. Oh my God, that's perfect. Hold it.
Perfect.
Hold it.
Buddy. Well, I don't think you're supposed to be scratching there. Yes, I know you don't care.
Do you speak cat?
No, I'm going off of tone.
Oh, yeah.
The cat kind of stares at you for a minute and then swivels head back and then just starts trotting down the stairs.
Okay.
I mean, we could look up. I mean, we're not gonna go because rope, but but we could look.
Yeah, we could look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, you got that camera, right? That can bendy?
The laparoscopic one, yes.
Yeah.
It's how long is this camera the
scope
bending neck?
camera, which I think actually is just the baseline term for the scope camera. It looks like this particular one that you were handed has about 10 feet. It's a much sturdier one, so it's got the armature where you can kind of bend it and snake it. But it looks like it's currently kind of coiled up on itself a little bit, but it's a pretty long extension.
Okay. How high are the stairs? Could I get to the top of the stairs with this peaky camera?
To do some math, how dare you?
I know. I know, it's not D&D. How dare I make you math?
For math against my non-existent stat sheet. I would say this staircase looks like it kind of curves up. It's not full twirly, but it sort of curves up and around. But it is enclosed versus the one that comes to the second floor that is exposed. So if you kind of angled it and kind of ran it up the wall or up the banister or whatever, you might be able to get to whatever the landing is and see something, but you're not totally sure because for all my notes about different years, Alondra did not do the math on staircase height versus that's some trigonometry bullshit.
I mean, if you figure a normal ceiling height is about 15 feet.
Yeah, I would say you would probably have to go at least partway up the stairs to be able to fully see the landing.
All right, yell if she comes, okay? And I will start unspooling the camera as I carefully slip under the rope. ooh, breaking the rule, I hate this. And like unspool the camera and like I'll get it out as far as I can and see what I can see at the end of it. Because I don't want to go further than I have to.
Yeah, you can sort of run it along the banister, so it's got a little bit of additional stability, and you can just sort of like one step at a time, just sort of like
walk it up.
Walk it up a little bit until you finally honestly what happens is you kind of like bink against something that feels like maybe it's like a finial or something, some part of the banister. The problem is it's really dark up here.
Oh, the camera doesn't have a light on it? Hells.
Or at least not that you have found.
Yeah, I'll kind of like turn it in my hands and see if I can find a light on it, because some medical scopes cameras have lights on them, so I'll look to see if I can see any of them.
That's actually a fair point. You've got some medical background. I will let you roll under something like a medicine, because I don't think you really have microelectronics or anything.
But I do have 40 in medicine.
I'll let you roll under medicine to see if this is similar enough to like a labrocam.
49.
49. You're looking. You feel like realistically and logically, this has to have a light on it somewhere.
I'm just not working it out.
Not finding it.
Yeah.
Would my filmmaking ability apply?
I would let you try filmmaking to see if you can help find where the.
Yeah. Nope. Wow, this is not a Canon.
I'm gonna pull my cell phone out and turn on the flashlight.
Sure.
And like extend my arm along it as far as I can reach without getting further, just to see if I can give it a little bit of light.
Sure, yeah. You sort of reach, you're kind of like leaning, hoping the angle, maybe the light from the camera sort of, or from the cell phone kind of shoots up and over. And you, looking at the camera, it's hard to see because it's not a huge view screen. It's pretty small because it's a handheld sort of thing. But as you sort of shine the light, what you start to get is reflection off of something shiny. You're getting that little bit of reflection. So you're like, okay, there's some metal, and you're seeing some like metal, and you see something like, okay, that might be it could be like a doorknob or something like that. Something up there. And as you sort of move the light around, you catch the reflection of two eyes staring directly into the camera.
Jeez, fuck!
Oh, man!
And that is where we are going to take our break. Please stick around. We're going to be back very, very quickly. 5 to 10 minutes, hopefully closer to 5. Stick around. Let me know what spooky things you're suspecting might be up the stairs. And we'll see you in a minute.
10 more cats.
10 more cats!
That's not spooky.
Hello and welcome back to Quests and Chaos. We are about halfway through our Delta Green one-shot Corporate Silence. To not break the narrative flow, I did not do this earlier, so now I think it is time to acknowledge some folks who gave us some bits.
Yeah.
We have 165 bits from Duke Fleek to even out his stash. Thank you, Grace. We have a total of 200 bits from Adidas Fiend to Doom the Influencer and for the Harvard Dropout bit. So
So it kind of balances out.
Logan Jake really killing it here. 130 bits from J Matthews 85 for the romantic tension, sending a chiver down their spine. I feel like I should give you 130 bits.
Honestly,
for the pun.
the punspiration right there.
And 100 more bits from Adidas Fiend just because. Thank you.
Aww.
I'm so honored that you are watching another Delta Green stream tonight, because I know you don't normally. Ask permission from the players before you steal their stuff for your show. So I believe you are all on the second floor of the Chivers Mansion. You were using the little scope camera that had been handed to you by your docent to kind of try to peer up into the currently off-limits third floor. After a black cat ran out of what was a previously very locked room that is full of some weird stuff. And as you were checking out the possibilities of what might be on the third floor using the scope camera and a phone flashlight, you saw eyes staring back at you directly down the camera.
And Kate immediately started swearing.
Yeah.
Kate, are you okay?
Didn't you see that? Shh.
Oh shit, I think I got it. Yeah. Look at that.
Oh,
Yeah, whoa. It's just
Yeah.
like two little lights there, and like you zoom in just a little bit, it's just, yeah.
What are you looking at?
is somebody up there?
Eyes.
I'm on watch.
There's someone staring. There was something. You caught it on camera.
Yeah, that's pretty
And I'm not
crazy.
just going insane. Hopefully.
Okay. Well,
There were eyes staring down the camera.
okay. Well, if somebody's up there, we should.
I'm not.
Did
I
they
am not
move?
confident that those eyes were in someone's face. Okay.
Did they move?
When I'm before the camera is dropped, are they just staring straight down the camera?
Yeah, it's literally like, you know, kind of like you're moving it's specifically like moving the light around, so it's like you see some like a little reflection up in the top corner, and then as it kind of like the light moves, it's just eyes like directly into the camera.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe they put like a couple. Yo, Ginny's like thinking like 10 yards ahead.
Cool. You go look.
Okay, so either there's someone up there, and they shouldn't be, so we should talk to them.
We should, huh? And reveal that we went beyond the curtain.
Con, is this our responsibility? Is this part of the game, or is there or do we need to like find an adult?
We are adults.
I know. Well,
no,
responsible adult.
No,
we
Brian-
signed waivers for this.
We signed waivers, and I'm not on duty. Brian.
Me neither, but
Yeah, I mean, in an emergency, obviously, we're gonna keep you safe.
and
Don't worry.
yes,
but,
obviously.
As a creator, I'm always on duty.
God help us.
I mean, you're literally working right now. But
God, I remember my 20s. I also
Horrible,
had so much
aren't they?
energy.
oh, honey, you're so funny. Okay, so I think we probably should check in. Not to curb the fun, we should check in with Jenny, make sure everything is okay. I'm just gonna do a quick check. Just do a quick check, and
I'm just saying, like, every time I've done an escape room before or something like that, they, like, tell you what the parameters are, and this feel like, I know they're trying to, like, go for a vibe, and I appreciate it, but this doesn't, I don't know if this is the vibe.
they haven't told us the vibe properly, I think.
They said we were gonna explore and do ghost hunting, and this doesn't feel like ghost hunting. This kind of feels like we're...
What if it's a ghost? I was.
You know
I'm
what?
gonna be the first one to say it.
Pulls out my EMF. I don't know how big this thing is.
Massive, according to that.
Standard EMF reader is like this big.
Exactly, the extender range.
You've got an EMF on a selfie stick for some reason.
Hell yeah. All right, so
I think I just accidentally created a horrible new genre of YouTube. I'm sorry, internet.
That's gonna be the next tool added to Phasmophobia.
Extender rage EMF. Anyway,
Okay,
yes.
while you're doing that, I'm just gonna go quick check on Jenny, and I'm just gonna go downstairs. But you go ahead.
just like let her know, like
You trying to? I'll wingman for you. You want me to wingman?
just let
I'm pretty good. I'm pretty
Please,
good.
wingman.
I'm pretty good.
Connor's the best.
I'm a really good wingman.
let her
I
know
almost
it's
didn't
like,
meet Connor because Connor was wingmanning so hard.
I was like, you should meet my friend, even though I was like crushing on Brian. You know?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. Anyway, we don't need to get into it.
Well, I mean, yeah, just like, like maybe just drop that. I went to Harvard and chose to drop out.
And that's how you want me to put it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I will say those exact.
Because it's just like, I've got the skills to get into Harvard, but then also I was like, education isn't right for me. YouTube is.
Okay. It's like self-care moment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a big choice.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go down there. Okay.
Thanks, bro.
whatever they're into.
I just have to say, I feel like you've been let down by someone. Education is for everyone. And it is an accessible thing.
Oh, I
If
don't
you
doubt
wanna
learning
pursue-
and like constantly pursuing things, but I think the entire like university system is just a money trap for a lot of people.
That's true. No, I mean, no, he's got a point there.
And the money never goes to the right places.
I would have finished my PhD if it wasn't for the fact that working was just a smarter decision at the time.
What would you have gotten your PhD in?
Oh, marine biology.
Oh my god.
nice.
We should talk because I have some fascinating documentation on like some things that are happening on some deep.
Oh my god, if you want to
levels
talk
with,
like really
bacterias
intensely
and, like,
about algae and microorganisms,
Yes,
I would happily. We can totally get coffee when Connor goes on his boys' weekend out to the forest.
Can I get your-
I love camping. I'm just really bad at it.
Connor yells from the stairs, "You should exchange numbers."
adding as a bond.
You're making friends.
Turns out the game is just can Professor Go make friends. Connor, you head down the stairs.
Okay.
And the first thing you notice is that the front door is now shut.
Oh no.
Is anybody down here?
Not that you see.
I got pretty good alertness. Can I alert my way?
Roll me an alertness check and see if you notice anything.
2.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
So alert.
And what's your base alert score? Just
70.
yeah.
You almost got not one.
Yeah, you are on. Like you are.
This is a dangerous situation.
Yeah, no, like, despite the fact that you insisting you are off duty, but like you are in go mode.
I'm on
like,
duty.
do I need to do something?
Yeah.
You look down. Not only is the door closed, you're not hearing that weird high-pitched electronic hum that normally comes with those like ADA. Oh, but like there's just always that like weird persistent pitch. Not everyone can hear it, but if you're really listening, it's not there. Like the thing's shut off. And you don't hear anything. Like you can clearly hear a little bit of like the chatter upstairs from the group that you have just left, you know. But like you're not hearing anything. You're not hearing movement, you're not hearing footsteps, you're not hearing breathing. There is no one else down here.
Okay. Yeah, and I don't see any sign of Ginny or Eddie.
Go ahead and give me a search roll also.
Okay.
What is your base search?
60.
Okay, we're gonna do this as an under 70 and you're gonna get a bonus because of your alertness. So you're rolling under 70, you have a higher threshold.
Okay.
I'm giving you a plus 10.
Oh, thank you. I got it.
I'm giving you a plus 10 to succeed, sorry.
I'm so in character.
Yeah.
I'm dumber than usual.
I did not give you math.
You're fully himbo mode.
So himbo right now. Yeah, I got it. 23.
23, easy. You see an open tool bag kind of tucked over. It's not like hidden, but it's like tucked to the side, like, you know, to make sure it's not a tripping hazard sort of thing, kind of tucked up against the wall near the front door, under where the ADA like push panel is.
Okay, so Eddie was here. I'll pick up the bag because I want to be able to use it later if I need to.
True. You pick it up. It feels kind of light. You look in. It definitely looks like there are tools in here, but it definitely looks like it's probably not all of the tools that are normally in here.
Okay, missing some tools. Try the door.
Does not open.
This is... Oh, man. If this is part of the escape room, they are getting a write-up later. Okay,
And with the combination of that very good alertness roll and that very good search roll, as you kind of look, because this is also the sort of thing that from even just your background you would know about, you go to look along the doorframe for the trigger switch, because a lot of these ADA things, in order for you to lock them down, they have an on-off switch. You go to look for it, and you see that the cover of the switch has actually been popped open and the wire has been disconnected.
Oh, shit. Okay. Go time. Okay, I got the tool bag. I'm like, I need to reconnect with everybody before I try to deal with this door. So Connor will, like...
The most horrifying thing of the night so far, OSHA violation.
It's true!
There's no one to unionize. It had to be OSHA. Join us next month for Golden Vault. Shameless plug.
Chris is not even here. The Bowersworths.
Yeah. The Bowers bailed, man.
They were the smart ones, apparently.
They went to IHOP to get pancakes.
Halloween pancakes with a
pumpkin on top.
Hell yeah.
As Connor's coming up, I'm like shoving the EMF up with my selfie stick, trying to like get a reading while trying to also see it.
So the way the EMFs work, for anyone who is not familiar with ghost hunting shows, is that it sends out an electronic. It's an electromagnetic frequency reader. So what it is it's sending out a bunch of. It just sounds like it's going. And it is opening up electromagnetic frequencies for to pick up messages. Often they cannot be heard until you play them back in a recording. And usually the way they are used is that you put them up and you ask questions and you leave space for something to respond. When you play back your recording later, sometimes you get something. That said, sometimes you hear it in the moment.
Testing question. How long has Jenny been working here? Anyone else want to? Oh, hey, Connor.
Okay, code red. We got a situation. So.
Oh my God. Okay.
Okay, everybody stay calm. Ginny and Eddie aren't downstairs. It looks like somebody messed with the door, cut a wire. It is not opening. I got the tool bag. I might be able to fix it, but I'm worried that we're in a. I think there might be someone else here that's either. I mean, best case, this is a weird prank, but I think we need to try to get out of this building. This doesn't feel like a safe situation to me anymore.
Okay.
So I just wanted to get everybody here. I do have some skill with electronics. I can try to get it working again. But oh wait, would I know? So for an ADA thing, if it's locked, it's locked.
The ADA, based on the switch, the ADA portion, which is the like automatic door opener with the button press, that piece is locked. Conceptually, you should still be able to just manually open the door.
Right.
But that seems to be locked.
The door was itself also locked.
Okay.
When you tried it.
So that, yeah, okay, that's a separate issue. So, and Ginny and Eddie weren't downstairs, but it looks like the tool bag was down there, so... But somebody messed with the door itself. So, we could try to find them. I am worried about them, but I think civilians, we need to get out of the building. We should probably call 911.
You pull up your phone and you have no service. You definitely had service before. Brian has been texting with your sister all night.
We've been getting a lot of pictures of Guppy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a dog, just to be clear.
In an adorable Halloween costume.
Yeah.
What's his Halloween costume?
One of the characters from Casablanca, I don't know, Brian.
Oh my God, I have explained this to you so many times.
I just, this is your costume idea.
Guppy is Renaud.
Oh, cute.
Here, let me show you photos. I'll pull up. The photos are already loaded. You see an adorable little dog. It's a slightly googly-eyed, tongue hanging out Chihuahua in a French Foreign Legion uniform.
And Kate very politely does not say the first thing that comes to mind, which is, oh God, what an ugly dog.
Ugliest dog you've ever seen.
Absolutely.
Connor says that.
Well, I mean, I'm sure he's got a lot of parts.
Oh, I love him. And I want to get back to him, so let's live through this. So
That's the plan. Okay.
So I think
Door's locked. ADA's been fucked with.
and we don't have service. How the hell?
And we don't have what?
Oh my God, you're right. My last two texts didn't go through.
When did you send those texts?
Like, right before the cat ran?
So it's only been in the last 5 minutes or so that we haven't had service, right?
Sorry, how long have we been here?
We got here at 11. What time is it?
Well, my phone says it's 3 a.m. And I don't
Jesus.
think we've been here for 4
We have not been here for 4 hours.
I don't have nearly enough that footage.
Oh my God, how much footage do you have? You've been rolling the whole time. What is your progress at?
Oh, maybe look.
And Kate will also look at her analog wristwatch.
Do you have analog or digital?
Analog.
Analog wristwatch?
Very specifically for the second hand.
Analog wristwatch? Watch is stopped. It stopped at midnight.
My watch stopped.
You have an hour and 17 minutes of footage on your GoPro.
Hour and 17, but we got here at 11.
So it would be like,
My watch stopped at midnight, which means it would have stopped, if your footage is correct, about 17 minutes ago.
Whoa.
Are all of the lights still stable and on?
There is light on.
Oh, I don't like that smile. Which is to say, I love that smile.
Yeah,
because
that
it means
costume.
horrible things are happening.
with that makeup too.
Right?
Oh, looks really good. Looks really good.
Our unseelie queen smiles.
Go ahead and I mean, this is kind of just a general observation, but I want you to give me like an alertness or a search as you suddenly have this kind of weird realization.
I'm gonna go with search. I missed it by 2.
Oh,
Sad.
we got coins. Didn't we get a bunch from people?
We didn't get enough at least for...
we did. I did the math. I forgot this before, but in sum total, with all the bits we've been given tonight, you do have enough for another one. You have not caught one yet, so I will let you physically touch it.
You want a coin? All right. Sorry.
That's worse.
It's not a crit fail, though.
Yeah.
Your brain's just racing as you're trying to like.
Okay.
So it's only been 17 minutes.
Since my watch stopped.
Does it feel like it's been 17 minutes since Ginny left us?
Probably less.
Less than 7, so she left us at like 12:05.
Maybe.
Just like as a
Yeah, if you are going off the presumption that the GoPro footage timer is the most correct amount of time, yeah, she maybe left you 10 minutes ago.
Hey, Jenny!
Is it still going? Your footage, is it still going?
Oh yeah, no, I don't stop rolling.
I'm not worried about you stopping it.
It's still rolling, yeah?
It is still rolling. Give me an alertness roll.
Oh, that's not good.
Maybe let's not yell in case there's
Jenny! 33.
Out of
So that's a 20. No.
33 out of 20.
No!
Oh!
That's a crit
It's
fumble.
a crit fumble. It's not the worst it could be, but it's pretty bad. As you say, no, I'm always rolling, your screen goes black.
Oh man! Wait.
Your battery's dead. Dead. And
You think I lost the footage?
You do this for a living and you didn't bring a backup battery?
Well, no, I have backup batteries. Of course I have backup batteries. I'm gonna plug in a backup
I was gonna
battery.
say, you do know that the battery that was in here should have easily lasted 6 hours.
Yeah, okay, that's I charge every time before I go out for a shoot.
And I just replaced the battery in my watch.
I'm gonna place a new battery in there because I
Get
would
it on anything?
No, I
pop
would
it
have
in,
noticed that.
turn it on.
Pop it in, you turn it on. It picks up, it starts rolling again.
Okay. So it was like hour 17 and now we're rolling again.
Okay. And that was maybe a minute in between. So
Yeah.
call it an hour 18.
Okay, regardless, there's 2 people, we don't know where they are, and we are currently semi-trapped inside this building. So
Yes,
I
but,
think
but they work for this place. Like,
Oh my god, do you think something's going on and they just like hopped in a secret passage and just like bailed and just left us here to die or something?
fuck, I hope not.
Nah, Jenny wouldn't do that.
I mean, she doesn't seem like the type to do that, but I mean, I don't know. Can you ever really trust a person?
Ooh.
Well, that's pretty.
I feel like Brian.
I'm sorry. I think I'm just getting caught up in the moment because I'm a little freaked out.
Okay,
Sorry.
breathe, honey.
That was pretty intense.
That was
Where's the cat?
Cat's gone. Cat ran downstairs.
Did you see that? Did you see the cat downstairs at all?
with my really good roll.
You did not see the cat.
I didn't see the cat, and I saw a lot.
You saw everything, and the cat was not worth it.
Spice
That
flow.
Spice flows.
See time, but not the cat.
Okay. Not the cat. Okay. I think we should find egress out of this building.
Well,
There are windows.
Most of them are
There
boarded.
should be a door out of the other room that has a door potentially. potentially.
Yeah, there's
kitchen,
there's a back door that leads out of the kitchen, like to the side yard or whatever, and there is also a, like, as you go past the big grand staircase and whatever, if you make your way toward the back, there is like a back door out, like the ballroom or whatever, that goes kind of onto the back
Somewhere afterwards.
patio.
Let's try them out.
I'm gonna check the battery on my phone.
Battery on your phone is about like 65%, a normal amount of wear for like where it was when you first came in.
Yeah, I had it plugged in while I was driving here, but it didn't get fully plugged. It didn't get fully charged. Words.
It doesn't seem like it's draining at like an insane rate or anything, but it's definitely not at full charge or anything.
I'm gonna start winding the laparoscopic, the scope camera back up, but I do want to shine the light back upstairs because I haven't forgotten those eyes staring into my soul.
How far up the stairs are you going? Are you just doing it from like the foot of the stairs, or like a couple?
Is this something that I can wind back onto its real, or do I need to like physically follow it up?
I think you could probably, because we said you kind of snaked it up the banister. You can kind of use that to stabilize it, to kind of just like wind it back a little.
Yeah, I will use the banister to keep that stable as I'm pulling it back in, but I'm also like looking up again. Because I have not forgotten those eyes. They scared the shit out of me.
Cheryl, I can't read lips and I'm bad at charades. These are things that...
I was saying, until something grabs it,
Well,
and you can't retract it anymore.
there's that.
And then it pulls it upstairs, and we don't have it anymore.
You start to wind it back, and you're kind of,
you know,
doing one last little sort of like shine up to the top of the steps. And nothing happens. You don't see anything out of the ordinary. Like you're seeing the sides of the staircase. You're kind of you can kind of just sort of see what you think might be the edge of, like, if this thing kind of like curves around, you're kind of able to lean and just kind of see the edge of the where you think the landing is that takes you up into the floor proper. At this angle, unless you go up a few more steps, you're not really going to see anything more than that, but you can kind of get the edge of like the railing essentially.
Okay. As I'm winding the scope camera back in, it's almost like running prayer beads through my fingers. And as I'm doing that, I'm whispering, "We're not here to cause any harm. We're just here to learn. It's curiosity. Please don't hurt us." Just like super quiet under all of the conversation that's happening downstairs.
For sure.
Trying not to be heard because I'm very well aware of how superstitious that sounds, but.
Yes.
Anyone who's ever been in an ER and said, "Quiet night tonight, isn't it?" understands the power of superstition.
Yes. For sure.
As we're walking down the stairs, I got the camera in front of me. It's like, y'all will not believe this. So, my bro Connor here found that the door was completely shuttered and someone's fucking with the wires. So, like, this is a truly haunted
I
situation.
am on duty right now. I just to say. So I'm not okay. Let's focus up. Focus up.
No worries, I can cut. But anyway, this is a truly haunted situation, and you gotta keep watching because you never know what you're gonna see next. Puts the hand in front of the lens.
Yeah.
I start cutting.
Give you a good transition moment. Absolutely. Yeah.
You're 23, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So one of the kitchen or
what's the closest one? Hallway.
Closest one to try would be the ballroom back door.
Great. Ballroom.
all right.
Yeah. It's this way.
Okay.
Be like, she didn't say this in the tour earlier, but
Go on.
the wood for this specific door was shipped over from, I believe it was like this weird little town in Egypt, and like supposedly some pretty sketchy things have happened. This tiny little town, like spoopy things,
That was really cool. Can you say that one more time?
Take my lecture course.
Here's my card.
Oh, thanks. Awesome. Whoa.
We're a consulting professor. We need to establish this.
Is this like a moment of like American Psycho where I'm seeing a really beautiful...
It's a really good business card.
Nice.
Engraved.
Oh, God.
Scully.
eggshell.
Is this supposed to be embossed for a card?
Engraved. It is. But this one's engraved.
Important question.
Yes.
Does your business card have your first name on it? Or does it deliberately
No,
not?
it is Dr. Professor Co.
Dr. Professor Co. Yes.
Wait, your parents named you Professor?
Yes.
It's strong aspiration. As you all are descending the stairs and you are now on like hyper alert to the fact that things are a little bit problematic, let's go ahead and have everyone make me another alertness roll.
Do it.
I'm talking to my camera. No, this is 50.
12.
15.
20.
Out of, I don't have your stats in. 40.
70.
20.
I'm talking to my camera.
So 3 of you made it. You're narrating to the camera. This time, as you all are heading down, and again, like with the knowledge from Connor from previously, you're kind of like looking out for specific things. You all realize the lights are on. You haven't noticed a distinctive change to the light quality, but as you're looking around, you realize it's doesn't seem to be electric lights. The chandelier is lit, and it's candles.
Oh, that's bad. Bad news. Code red went to code fire
There were
red.
like wall sconces. And again, these were all things that were on before, but you're now getting that just like faint whiff of the gas light
Gas, okay.
that would be used to power these.
These were definitely electric before.
Yeah, like you literally saw Ginny like flip a light switch in multiple rooms and all of these things came on.
Okay.
Did we travel through time?
I was just wondering that. I mean, my watch stopped at midnight.
Okay, I still have a phone.
Yeah.
Still have a camera.
But no signal.
Yeah.
My phone still says 3 a.m. and it's said 3 a.m. since I checked.
And it's been quite a while since then.
Yeah, it's been like at least several minutes, if not longer.
Okay. Fuck.
All right, well, if we're in a paranormal space, maybe we need to get out of this paranormal space.
Did you check like in the tool bag to make sure everything that was in
That some stuff is missing, but if Eddie was working on the door and then got absconded.
Any idea what is missing?
You open the bag and you start looking through, and you find a screwdriver. You find like an awl tool. You find you feel like there should be things more like a wrench and a hammer, some of those bigger, weightier things. Those are not there. You find some small tools. All of these are very hefty, like iron tools with wooden handles, and none of them have maker's marks on them. There is no plastic. There is nothing battery powered.
So these are all.
It is all in like a red True Value hardware bag.
But
still.
it's very old
But
tools.
it's like, this is like the hefty stuff that your grandpa pulled out when he was giving you shit about like how that like Makita drill wasn't gonna do nothing for you compared to a good screwdriver.
Yeah, Grandpa.
Yeah.
But the ADA the door mechanism was still there. At least it was earlier.
Sorry, I just found this. I'm sorry. We're in the kitchen right now. I was thirsty.
You know,
Man,
honestly,
don't.
Oh, that's
Do it
tart.
on camera, but branding.
Well,
Branding.
that's tart.
I can't say anything. I popped a can earlier.
It was very good. Yeah. We should have an ad hoc conversation about this later. Anyway,
Absolutely.
so do we go by the front door on our way to our
You do have to pass by the front
And
door
is
because
the-
that's the foot of the
is
stairs
the-
spits out by that.
electronic mechanism still there, or is it gone? Do not smile.
Spells.
It's still there. It is now rusted over.
Fuck.
What? So are we going in the back or the like past or future?
Hard to call.
Okay, no, okay,
really.
okay. Here's something. I'm not trying to.
It's back around.
Speed run this.
I am a firefighter. I know how to get in
Stop
and out.
talking gamer talk.
I love Skyrim. Okay.
This is not a thing. There are no firefighters in Skyrim. He plays like a big, beefy barbarian type thing. I don't know what
Hot.
it is. It's really hot though.
I did. Okay, we went to this con one time. I did. Okay, anyway.
It was so hot.
I should know how to get in and out of doors.
Yes. Is there an axe anywhere between like where we started and the door of the kitchen?
More doors before we start breaking things. Please, before we start breaking it.
No, I was saying like
There are 2 more doors.
I mean, we haven't even gotten to the kitchen door yet, but I'm just assuming it's locked.
In my professional opinion, how easy is this door to break down?
This is a big, hefty, old-timey door. If you had an axe, you could probably do it. And you know the secrets of like how to look for the weak points at like where the doorknob is, or like possibly having to like rip off the hinges and going going the opposite direction. Like you know a lot of these tricks. You also know, and I think you would definitely know to look for this. You would definitely know to look for this. Yeah, I'll let you guys make decisions based on your characters. You know that in any sort of modern publicly accessible building, all exits and all ADA, or not, your exits, your first aid, your fire extinguishers, all those sort of things have to be marked. There have to be visible markers.
AEDs.
Yeah, AED was the one I was trying to get to, and I was stuck on ADA. Talking about ADA.
I actually saw an AED today as I was walking out of a building.
But like all those kinds of things have to have visible, like posted markers. And in places like this of historic importance, they usually like they like hide them a little bit.
They make it cutesy.
They try to make it kind
It's like on theme a little bit.
Yeah,
the, like,
but
font.
it's definitely still there.
Yeah.
So you know if there is any sort of like if there's a fire extinguishers or fire hoses or anything like that, it's gonna be posted somewhere. Also, there should be clearly marked exit signs that are independently powered in case, the electricity goes out.
Also, there should be a fire escape plan somewhere.
A posted plan, you're right.
So how are you gonna end that sentence? Unseelie Queen.
You haven't seen any of this. And now you're thinking back as you're like going through before, because like it's the sort of thing that's so ingrained, you're so used to it.
Yeah.
That you
It's just
maybe
background
don't.
radiation.
Yeah, you maybe don't like clock it. Now
I know if it's not there.
But now that you're looking for it and you can't find it, you're painfully aware of how missing it is. And what's more, specifically again, you two, you can see the places where it would seem most obvious to put it. Like, this is one of those big elegant houses. They have those little, like, cutouts where it's like, oh, this would be in the day where you would have, like, collect the calling cards, right? That's a perfect spot to just, like, subtly tuck an AED in and whatever, and a fire extinguisher and have the little thing. There's nothing there. It's just a little cutout in the wall.
Are you feeling naked right about now?
I'm feeling so naked, and not in a good way.
Not in a fun way.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Okay, so door feels hard to get through.
Front door does, yeah.
If anyone finds an axe, you let me know. I'll get us out of this door.
The other thing that you are all painfully aware of all of a sudden is that there's windows around, and you're suddenly now realizing that a lot of them are that very classic style of window that are beautiful, beautiful glass protected by iron cage bars to make sure that they're not easy to access or break.
No, dang.
Oh, have we walked into a real life escape room? The kind that's meant to kill you. Because I kind of fucking hate that.
All right. Well, we got other possible egress points.
Where is
We're
it?
going to the ballroom.
Lead the
first.
way.
It's right through here.
And keep an eye out
Through the
for
Egypt
sharp
door.
objects.
Yep.
You spin around, you pass through the dubiously origined Egyptian wood ballroom door.
I love that. That was great. You came up with that, didn't you?
I'm so sorry.
Yes, and you open the door and you walk into a beautifully glowing ballroom. It's got that like subtle, gaslight glow that like if you were here in the 1860s at a ball would be gorgeous, but right now is just incredibly terrifying because it's a little dim. You feel like you can't quite see everything correctly. And actually, you're not sure if you're seeing everything correctly because as you look, the back wall that was a lot of these like windows that like looked out onto the like gorgeous terrace that was pointed out to you in the tour before are all stained glass images showing the same scene, the same view, looking out on like hills that gently slope down to a lake. There is one at dawn with like a rosy pink-red sky. There is one at noon, the bright blue sky with very few clouds. There is one at twilight with the purples and lavenders and reds. There is one at midnight. And you can tell this because there's a sun and a moon that are like arcing through. And this cycles, showing the full cycle of a day and a night. And you do not see a door.
So it's supposed to be right here.
Yeah, no, there was one earlier, and
The place where the like, just a little past midnight, it's not moonful in the sky, but a little bit to the side, there's just that creep of lighter blue sneaking into the blackness. That's where the door should be.
Yeah, it's this one.
All right. Kitchen. Kitchen should have a door.
Kitchen. Yeah. Kitchen is
and if it doesn't, it'll probably have sharp objects, so we can get out the front door. Maybe you can try.
Yeah.
Okay. Crowbar. Is there a crowbar in that thing?
No.
No crowbar. That'd be convenient.
Sorry, I do have a pre-generated list of your tools, and that is not one of them.
I am so impressed that you came
one of Werther's.
I could use
As I
it.
expected.
I could use a Werther's.
just
Yeah,
like
I'm having a little,
Okay.
you know.
You have a what?
A Werther's?
Please.
Do you also, yeah.
Thank
Would
you.
like a
My
Werther's?
grandma
Oh
always
yeah, I
gave
would
me
love
these.
a Werther's. Werther's is great.
Hashtag not sponsored. Hashtag could be sponsored.
I thought it could be sponsored, y'all. Werther's could be like really big on the paranormal. Oh, this is good.
That's right.
There's
Yeah,
real
that's why I
one.
keep it.
The thing is, it's kind of got a reputation.
Brian.
It's got like a,
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely.
it's kind of got an old lady reputation, but it is really good.
I mean, my grandma always has a bowl of them, and I love them.
Yeah.
They're like childhood memories.
I am everyone's grandma. Kitchen's this way.
I literally put on my sheet that one of my bonds is my grandmom.
Aww.
Logan Jake.
Oh no. I am not okay with how you just said that.
Logan Jake.
I need it's just the sadness of having to say that name clearly out loud. Logan
You
Jake.
should say it's Logan Jake.
Yeah, sorry, I'm sorry. At it's Logan Jake.
Turns a hat around that has It's a Logan Jake. Yes.
I'm gonna have to grab this YouTube channel now to protect the branding of this very stupid unwritten
I know, we
module.
should make we should make a dumb thumbnail of James. Like,
Gonna make so many clips.
Hashtag.
As you are hashtag not sponsored by Werther's, you are glancing down at your footage and you notice that your time counter is spinning, and it's just repeating the same minute. Like it says you only have a minute of footage.
Oh man, guys, I think my tech's broken.
yep.
Everything's broken right now.
Welcome.
This is really cool.
Yeah.
Like this is actually paranormal activity right now, and I'm not able to film it. It kind of sucks.
Well, you could do a real great after
Well, I
show.
can't do a
where you-
reel.
I mean,
REAL.
but the other things, right? Like your little like thing, like that's
Oh, is
recording.
my like? Can I still record on my Zoom?
I mean,
Or the EMF.
yeah, you've got your Zoom and your EMF, so you can try to like.
All right.
Did at least get some audio out of it.
Yeah. Hey. Okay. So we gotta switch over to a fully audio.
Hang on though. That can't be time travel. Like this shit would still work back in time because the scientific principles still apply. Right?
I mean, with my 50 in occult, we may be in a whole different other thing.
Right. Like this cannot just be normal time travel. Heaviest quotes on that.
Great.
Right?
Okay. In all of my YouTube research about the paranormal, would I know of like zones we'd be entering that aren't time travel, but are in fact different dimensional?
So we've stepped into what, a pocket dimension?
The Twilight.
That.
That's a really great show by Jordan Peele. Like, you should watch that.
I mean, yeah.
Look, I know I'm about 10 years older than you, but you don't need to make me feel ancient.
Would you like to give me an occult roll?
Sure. Oh, it was almost a 30, but it's a 97.
Well, in this system, that's not a crit fail if you want to re-roll that.
Sure.
Roll.
Oh, sorry.
I'm destined not to catch any tonight.
49, and I have a 50.
Yeah!
Oh, good use of that reroll. What Kate is saying does strike an extremely valid chord. Conceptually, your technology, like if this was just a straight up like you walked accidentally through a time rift, your tech would conceptually still work as long as you had, battery power for it, right? Like there's nothing inherent about the time period. Like the cell phone signal, yes, that would obviously be gone because there are no towers if you're in a different time period. But all of the other stuff that is going on, the like strangeness of like times on phones not matching up, your your camera not capturing maybe correctly, all these sorts of things, that sounds to you a lot more like the interference that would happen with extreme paranormal activity. Specifically, if you are of the belief, and you may choose if this is your specific character's belief in this or not, but there's a lot of belief that paranormal activity interferes with technology because it is the expression of energies that are misplaced. If you think about that whole idea of everything is matter and all matter exists, and when you die or pass on, your matter just takes another form and is reabsorbed into the universe. Hauntings are sometimes believed to be energy that is displaced from where it should be, that is not dissipated appropriately. And so that can interfere with radiation, with technology, with all of these sorts of electronic waves and impulses.
Break out the EMF. Turn it on. Pew, pew, pew. All right, y'all. We got some paranormal activity here, and it's gonna be freaking crazy what we're gonna ask right now. Yo, ghosts, ya here?
I hate that is what he took your explanation to.
To be fair, that was a crazy question to ask. They're here, I'm pretty sure.
You do know that probably, because you've also got your Zoom going, probably the best way to check if you've gotten responses to any of your questions or any reactions to anything is going to be to listen back to the recording and see if you picked up any phenomena.
And watch this. Play it back.
You play it back. You guys all hear your bits of conversation with this like horrible. Again, I need you to just picture, for those of you who have never watched a ghost hunting show, this noise is just going on perpetually in the background.
Noise and I hate
now.
it.
It's bad. But as you get to the point where you get to the like, hey, ghosts, you hear? And there's this like brief pause. You all distinctly hear a sigh that you did not hear auditorily when this happened. But as you're listening to the recording, you just hear this like very deep on the recording.
Cool, even the ghosts are tired of your shit.
I was honestly waiting for the cat.
Okay, I'm gonna roll human int to get all right. Oh God. Okay.
Hold on. Run that thing some more.
All right, Ghost, here's another question
Could
for
we
you.
ask some questions?
Oh, hell yeah. No, everybody can ask if you want.
Oh, me? Excuse me, ghosts. Pardon us. We just want to safely exit this building. How do we do that?
But just so we can stack it, you got any questions?
No.
Give them time to answer.
I mean, yes.
Oh, shit, sorry. Okay, you got any
What
questions?
year is it?
Oh. All
No,
right.
that was my question too.
Just another additional question. You know if Jenny is single?
Jesus.
Two out of three of your questions have been about Jenny.
I'm really glad that we had this brief break as we're doing EMF for Ghosts so we can welcome the lollygaggers. Thank you for rating.
Welcome.
We are doing the scariest thing of all, having to reset the spill counter in the studio. Hello and welcome. We are playing a Delta Green one-shot in honor of this night when the veil is thinnest between the worlds, at least still in our time zone. There's time. Our hapless folks are currently trapped in what they thought was a historic manor or museum, and now they are starting to question whether they have perhaps been sucked into some sort of time warp, question mark? There's definitely some spooky things going on, and our resident ghost hunting YouTuber member of the team is putting his EMF reader to good work.
Is Ginny single?
Asking if the museum docent that they haven't seen in a while is single. So hello, welcome, hang out. You may not pick up quickly, and that's okay. It's going to be a good time regardless. There's a lot of backstory that doesn't matter.
None of it matters. We're dying.
Everyone's going to die. They're all haunted. It's spooky. You give this a minute as you ask these questions. You play back your recording. You hear back Connor asking or saying, like, is there a way to leave this house?
Yeah, I very politely asked, is there a safe way to exit this building?
Is there a safe way to exit this building? And you listen, there's that little interference of the talking over, and then this pause and just then it gets passed over to Professor Cove, who asks, what year is it? Caden chiming in, that was going to be my question too. Comes back to...
If that's the one question we get answered.
Comes around to Luke and Jake asking, is Ginny, the museum docent, single? And you all just ever so faintly hear a sort of like just
Oh shit! Ginny's a ghost, everyone.
maybe.
Well, that explains those pockets.
They contain multitudes.
Extra-dimensional space in the pockets.
Paranormal pockets?
Oh,
my
Brian!
God.
You didn't ask a question.
I didn't have a good question. I'm really bad at that. Look, I love the
You're
aesthetic
so
of
smart, babe. I bet you have good questions.
Thank you. I love the aesthetic of spooky. I am really not good at handling actual spooky situations.
This is different. This is different. This isn't...
I thought this was just gonna be, more like a history thing. It was gonna be like a little scary because it's an old building and it was gonna be like creaky with bad plumbing. I was not expecting us to get time warped or whatever is happening right now.
Going back to our conversation about why this is different from the Winchester Mystery House.
I think this.
But you know what? If anyone's gotten time lost in the Winchester Mystery House, you'd think you'd have heard about it by now. But also, maybe they didn't survive to make it out.
Actually, there is actually evidence of a group getting time lost in the Manchester Mystery House. They went to turn down a hallway that they thought they had been down before, and it led them to a basement where there was a party happening. I know it sounds like The Shining. This was very different, but they did walk down. There was a party, and then they turned around. They were told they couldn't come in. They were not a guest, so they turned around and went back up. They were in a different hallway than the one that they had just come down like 5 minutes before, and their camera recorded an hour of footage when they had only been there for 5 minutes.
Wait, did you get that information from the Mystery Lovers channel?
No, I got it from my high school theater professor.
Oh, okay. They're my direct
Brian is
competition.
such a good actor.
Thank you. I'm not that good of an actor.
Kitchen.
I'm really
Kitchen.
This whole way of
Kitchen has to have a back door.
as you make your way around to the kitchen. True fact, that story is an actual story that I was told by my actual history professor who knew the guy who was the camera operator in the Winchester Mystery House.
It felt like such a mesh of you were in character, and also I could tell Alondra was telling the story.
Alondra has a story for the Winchester Mystery House, and there you get it. You make your way to the kitchen. You pop into the kitchen, and it looks like the kitchen that you're used to on the tour, Professor Cove.
Great. Door.
You go over to the door, you try it, it is locked.
What kind of door are we talking? Breakable?
I mean, any door is breakable if you have
My athletics is pretty good. Can I kick it down?
You can certainly try.
I also,
God.
as we're going
Don't
toward
give me the GM, you can certainly try.
right,
I'm not going to guarantee. Your skills may not be that good.
as we're going toward the door, I want to like curve out a bit toward the stove because I know, and I think Kate might know, that the fire's never completely out in the old days with those kinds of stoves. You just sort of bank the coals.
Yep.
And I'm gonna go past and like not put my hand on it because I don't want to wind up with a bunch
No.
of burns, but run my hand like just over the surface.
It's warm.
There's coals in here.
Oh god, this place is a freaking haystack. Oh my god.
Do you want to try?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to kick down the ceiling. We're in a situation.
Here.
There's no historical preservation
Kind of
worry
cool,
here.
though, right? Like it's a little bit cool.
It stopped being cool when I stopped seeing.
Connor,
cool,
I look. Once we get out of here,
horrible
it's going
way.
to be so cool to tell people that you actually kicked down a door to save us.
It's good. Yeah.
You're my hero, babe.
Oh,
Also, Connor,
I
how's your
believe it.
energy right now?
what do you mean?
Like, how are you feeling?
We're not doing a promo right now, Logan. Cut this. Oh my god, we're in a life or death situation, and you're using my husband for ad sponsorship. Oh my god. Brian just like takes a moment, readjusts his Ingrid Bergman wig, which honestly still looking pretty good given everything you've been through.
Look,
he has been doing everything you have been doing in a dress and heels.
Amazing. I'll give you this one. If it really becomes necessary, I'm a nurse. I know all 206 bones and how to break them.
We're gonna have so much fun once we get out of here and have tea dates.
Everybody here is just so knowledgeable. It's really freaking cool.
You are too, bud. Okay, here we go.
Watch your channel, it's really good.
Thank you.
Why?
You're one of the 69,000 subscribers.
I didn't say I subscribe.
Subscribe?
You're one of the 55% that he always whinges about.
Look, I don't want to wreck my algorithm. Gummy gets very upset when ghost hunting interrupts his cat
If you're
videos.
watching it, it's in the algorithm.
Not with my ad blocker, it's not.
You put on your ad. That is directly taking money away from me.
Please roll athletics. Just see what you can do.
18.
Hell yeah.
Out of 60.
Connor.
I go full firefighter mode. Yank off my suspender. You like slip out of your suspenders. You've handed your Humphrey Bogart coat to your husband, and you just like line up and do that good and it's right here, and like kick straight into the door, and you see the door dent, and just back.
Powered by a rich bar.
We all saw that, right?
Yep.
Whoa.
Yep.
I'm gonna need everybody to roll a d4. I know that's not a die that I told you to get out.
Somebody give me a D4.
Yeah, hold on.
I have some available if you need.
Thank
Sorry, I
you.
forgot that this might actually be a thing.
I'm into it.
I'm gonna need everybody to roll a d4.
Let's go.
Oh, motherfucker.
1.
2.
4.
1.
That is how much sanity you have just lost.
Can I push that off on one of my bonds?
You can absolutely push that off on. So the way this works in
I see
Delta
'em.
Green, you will have your sanity points. If you are about to lose sanity and you would like to not lose that much sanity, you may push that sanity loss off onto one of your bonds, which means you instead reduce the amount of that bond by the amount you rolled. So in your case, you rolled a 4.
So I rolled a 4 on my sanity check, but I have to roll another d4 to see how much I can reduce it by.
Yes.
I'm going. Oh, hey, it's a 4.
Great. So you're going to be able to lose none sanity yourself.
Yay!
But you must instead push off 4 of that sanity. To which bond are you pushing that off? Is it your grandmom or whichever other bond? I don't remember everybody's bonds. I'm sorry.
I don't think I think I mentioned it, but it was in passing. I think I'm gonna push it off onto my school wife, Sarah.
Great.
I don't stay in one place long enough to have a work wife, but I have a school wife.
Yes, look, med school was a trauma bonding experience.
So if I push it off onto my super platonic friend, that's a girl,
Yes.
Carol Baskin.
And I also have to reduce my willpower points by that many.
Yes. So
Super platonic.
So you rolled a 2.
I rolled a 2.
You rolled a 2. So you will roll another d4 again to see how many points you can push off.
To my super platonic
To your
one.
super platonic. Great. So you will still take 1.
Okay.
You will be a -1 yourself, and then you can reduce the amount of your bond with your super platonic friend, who is a girl, Carol Baskin.
Yes.
You have to say the whole thing.
One breath, no less.
You reduce that by 1, and then you will also reduce your willpower by 1.
Okay.
If you lose sanity or just if you...
If you choose to push
If you
it
choose
off.
to push it off.
Oh.
If you just take the hit, then your willpower stays, but you take
Brian
the
and
hit.
Guppy are sacred.
That's valid.
I guess my sister's on here too.
That's fair.
She doesn't have a name yet, but
How do you have so many bonds?
I'm
Charming. Just like a normal dude with
I've
like.
collected one letter for each name next to it.
That's true. Professor Cove has been collecting bonds
Yeah.
this whole night.
yeah, most improved.
Very much. Considering the other 2 bonds were the librarian she harasses all the time, and the dean of her college who she harasses all the time.
We're doing
All right.
great. This is
So
crazy.
after taking that sand loss, so normal forms of egress are maybe not available to us.
That's what I'm gathering.
So what?
Kitten.
I'm gonna head whip around.
You whip around and you see sitting in the doorway a black cat. Just
Does it
kinda
look like
looking
the
at you all.
same black cat?
Real hard to tell. Black
It is
cats all
not that
kinda
hard
look
to
the
tell.
same.
It is not that hard to
We
tell.
literally had this conversation before the game about how if you have 9 black cats, you only have 1 black cat. If
That's
your
only for
landlord
people who
only
don't
knows
know
one black
them.
cat. You don't know this cat. You saw this cat for 2 minutes.
What's your black cat stat?
We know this.
Hi, it's 70. I like cats.
I do have zoology.
You do have zoology.
I have nothing. I have botany.
You grew up on a farm.
I love animals.
I'm gonna kind of like scoot to the side to get to have like eye contact with the cat as I like get a little bit closer. I'm moving very carefully because I know the cats are, skitty. And when I get as close as I feel like I can without it running, just kind of sit down on the floor. Like, pss, 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 pss. We're really not here to hurt anything. We just want to go home.
Cat gets up and sort of takes a couple of steps toward you, sits down again.
Yeah. We just want to be friends. Yeah? No, I get it. Kind of a fucked up situation, but I will keep holding my hand out and doing that, like, finger-thumb rub together.
Cat gets up, takes a couple more steps, and then does that cat thing where it's like feet are planted and it just like leans
Yes.
close to you. It's like it wants to make contact, but it's not gonna move. It's not gonna move.
I'll lean a little bit to meet it with the tips of my fingers.
It gives you a good sniff, and then sort of looks up at you, and then just immediately like that again. That weird thing. It like. Almost in a flash, like shrinks back to sitting, head 180s to like look behind it, head 180s back to look at you, and then just like kind of vanishes. It's almost like blink. It's almost like watching a stop motion. I mean, it moves so quickly,
Does it
which
180?
could just be a cat thing.
Does it 180 clockwise both times?
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Okay. Do you think it's leading us somewhere, maybe?
If it is, it's going too fast.
I'm pretty alert. I could try.
Is there like an old timey like cold box in here anywhere?
Oh yeah.
Great. Is there anything in it?
Uh,
A platter of fish
Yeah.
or
Ooh, smart.
bribery?
Yeah.
you open up the old-timey cold box. It is full of like ground meat products that have all been intricately shaped into scenes from contemporary horror films.
Oh, she's learning. Wow, she's great.
Oh, you should.
This is incredible.
That's Jenny.
Oh,
No, I mean, no,
There
they're
is,
not
there
footage,
is
that's
one that
just-
is fully sculpted into the bear from Midsommar. There is one that is like the classic creature from the Black Lagoon. There is one that looks like it is the entire hedge maze from The Shining. They're all just like lined up in the icebox.
Oh my gosh. When we leave, remind me to find like the guest book so I can 5-star that.
Noted. Do you want to take a picture of it? Like, our phones are still working for that, at least.
Picture. That's gonna be a Google Yelp.
Yes, both.
I have some caveats to any Yelp reviews I get, but
If we get out of here alive,
Yeah.
I'm
okay.
a personal fan of TripAdvisor.
hi.
Are you sponsored?
Bullshit.
All I'm saying is I'm absolutely getting on a subreddit about this experience later.
How is the little like anniversary book trip feeling right now?
We might need to.
We'll reassess.
Examine that.
I think once we're done,
Maybe something cozy. Maybe something really cozy.
What if we just go out west to the Madonna Inn?
That sounds great.
Great,
Yeah,
okay.
I love that.
Are there wire snips in that toolbox?
Yes.
Barbed wire.
Barbed wire.
Okay, let's check it out. It's a clue. Whatever.
It's not a clue.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. How did we go from we can't get out of the house to open the clear
All of the doors.
bad,
All of the doors were blocked off.
definitely cursed?
Okay.
I mean, it's probably like the most dangerous thing to us humans is we're like, whoa, that's barbed wire. But then the ghost is like, yo, they're not gonna go here by the time we suck out their souls. But we got a step ahead of you, ghost.
Maybe the books are in there.
Yeah, I had the
14
thought.
books.
Okay,
It's a big wardrobe.
and then if we put the 15 books in the place, we
should have grabbed
then it'll
But then the door
reset,
won't open.
and then we'll be
That's
fine.
in the fireplace.
Yeah, but we don't know where that one goes.
Or they'll let us out.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, maybe
Look,
they're just.
I
We haven't
am
even checked the fireplace. Maybe it's open now. Maybe
I am
the doors are.
entirely.
Look at it on the way.
Okay.
I am entirely out of other ideas that don't involve going to the 3rd floor because I really fucking don't want to do that.
Those eyes were pretty gnarly.
Okay, so it's eyeballs or wardrobe that has clearly been like beaten shut
Yeah.
by a crazy madman or woman or person.
Yeah.
Guy, gal, non-binary pal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Look,
we got wire snippers
wire.
if we
Look,
want them.
here's my reasoning. In this house, doors have very clearly been blocked off, like terrifyingly so. Concrete on the 4th fucking floor. Can you imagine carrying concrete in the 1800s up the stairs?
That's what I'm saying. So like,
So what's
why are
being
we going
locked?
to open the freaky wardrobe?
Because maybe that's what they want.
what is the wardrobe made of?
What?
It's not mahogany.
House
maybe
is so freaking flammable.
Maybe that's what they want. Maybe they want us to open that so they get what they want and they'll open the door for us.
I haven't been in that room yet, so I don't know all the secrets.
Okay.
No,
In the no, you were in that
yeah,
room.
no. Yeah, I was like, you have
It's
such
not a
knowledge that everyone
regular
else.
person.
You don't have. No, you know other things about other rooms.
I've been
That
here
was-
73
yeah.
times, but I've never been in that room before.
Well, is it 73 or
highlight?
74?
This is 74.
I got it.
Yeah.
I mean, Cove, you are the most knowledgeable about this whole situation. What is your instinct?
You know this place better than any of us.
You know the family. You know the history.
Well, I know this part of it.
Sure.
I know this like very, very small, like
So the people who are involved in this,
quarter to third part
cousins.
of it.
The cousins.
yeah.
What do you know about the cousins?
What do I know about the cousins?
Give me a history check to see how well you remember the lecture. I'm gonna give you a bonus to this because
I do
you,
know that
You're a nerd about this.
you failed the score 73 times.
I do know that the cousins are maybe not related to him. I know that they they named it for him and built it. I wrote cousins down somewhere.
No, that's fine.
54 out of 60.
54 out of 60. That's a very good roll. As you're thinking back through, because again, you've been on this tour so many times that you have the like base pattern memorized. But you've also probably chatted with some of your tour guides a little bit and gotten a little bit beyond. And you know that the general consensus, there is a split amongst the employees here about whether it's really haunted or if that's just part of the sell point, right? As is standard with most of these types of museums. But you do know that among the employees who do genuinely believe in that there is something going on here, right? What their best theory, based on what they've gathered, is that these cousins, whether they were related or not, is kind of irrelevant. What is relevant is that they took Thomas Chivers' belief in the divine inspiration of creative works and the need to develop a distinctly American style within that creativity to an extreme degree. And that something about that led them down some sort of like weird esoterica path of trying to preserve not just his creative works, but any creative works that he had deemed appropriately unique to this distinctive American style. Again, whatever that means in this context. And so there is the running theory as it goes is that the study upstairs, all of these books that are all like identical, are maybe not anything directly to do with the namesake of the House Chivers himself, but are some sort of invention or creation of these followers, acolytes of Chivers, who are trying to create. I did not say the
Red
C
the
word.
player said that.
I didn't say the C word. Wasn't me.
Alliteration. Cousins. Cultists. Get the red string board out.
But the
There's a whole like cult deep dive we can go into. That's not for right now.
That's for the after dark if we get to one. I might burn all that time in play because it's much more interesting. But yeah, that seems to be the sort of like the going theory amongst the like the history nerds who also believe in the paranormal side of this.
Fascinating.
You regurgitate that to your party.
Oh wait, that wasn't Connor's voice. Cool.
Dang, dude.
So then, those books. Are those books then the collection of everything that he thought was important and thus they thought was important?
Or do they know things that maybe they thought he might think? Like
the Thomas Chivers never came to the northeastern United States that you really know of. He pretty much lived and died in Georgia. He died young. He was 49 when he passed away.
what happened in the year 49?
He died in 1858.
1858.
So
At the age of 49.
so he didn't live here?
No, he lived entirely in Georgia.
Yeah, and that's like
Connor
his
just
thing.
got that.
Yeah.
Fuji did too, but I'm blaming it on
No,
Connor.
I mean, again, we're playing this in the realm of a lot of this stuff got generally spouted off during that tour and was not relevant until now when you guys are trying to put pieces
Okay.
together.
Let's go look at let's go look at that book.
Okay.
I mean, I think we should go to the study and see if it's any different. Maybe that door's open now.
Maybe, but I also want to look at that book that's in the the nightstand.
We can
Sorry.
stop in the study. There's also a book in the laboratory,
Yes.
and then the nightstand book.
But the book in the laboratory is under like all of the preservation bullshit, whereas the one that's in the nightstand is very easily accessible.
Yes. I'm just saying, in terms of books we are tracking right now, there are actually 16 books out of place at the moment because one is in the laboratory.
There's probably, if they're doing 10 and 10, like she was saying they were going 10 and 10, there's probably there's probably more than that actually out of. Well, I did see, I spotted the spot where that one goes.
I think it's just one at a time.
Yeah.
Sure.
But
They do it in batches. Yeah, so they do.
I know where that one
10,
goes.
and then they skip to the next one.
I know where that one goes.
Okay.
That's in the
And we know
preservation
that the
spot.
Nightstand one probably goes in the middle.
Yeah, with the other 14
And it has a
fucking
color
books.
It has a color vibe. So if we
It has
figure out the color puzzle,
it has a split. So I
Yeah.
would imagine the other 14 go on 7 and 7, right?
something. Okay. Do you think it's most important to get that book?
I think we have to cruise by the study
So
anyway.
Okay.
On the way to the book room.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
So go by the study.
Pass by the study, see if there's a door now in the fireplace where there should have been a door. Oh. When the GM rolls dice.
I like it.
Okay, so you're heading up the stairs. You cruise by the study. Y'all pop your heads in the study. There is now a roaring fire going in the fireplace, which was not there
That's not
previously.
fire code.
It's this whole freaking house. I'm gonna have to go to therapy about this house.
A well-made fireplace is perfectly safe.
Yeah.
As long as the chimney gets
is
cleaned
anyone watching
regularly.
that?
I mean, Hunt, to be fair, at least all of the fires have been in places where fires are supposed to be so far.
But chandeliers.
That's right.
I mean, as
Chandeliers are where fires are
but
supposed
as
to
a
be.
theater nerd, you should know theaters went up on the reg because of those chandeliers.
in the
honey.
theater,
It's
we're in a
okay. It's
house.
okay. Deep breaths. It's supposed to be like this.
If you're going that route with theater, then you also have chandeliers falling into audiences.
Yeah, Phantom of
And
the
it's
Opera
not
style.
like they're firing cannons off the roof or anything.
So far, I mean, yeah, this isn't a Globe Theater situation. Okay. Anyway, okay, yeah.
Fire's the least of our worries. right now.
Cries the firefighter.
Sobs the firefighter. It's fine. You're not like seeing like an obvious door. Are you like actually going in to look, or are you just like popping your head in the doorway as you drive by?
Let's go in and look. We're here.
Yeah. It's a drive-through.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We're gonna drive past all of the. Are the velvet ropes still there?
No.
So there are stained glass windows.
Give me an alertness roll.
God damn it. Okay.
Oh.
99.
Everything's totally normal and fine and exactly the way you saw it before.
Beautiful. Love
Everything's
it.
fine. Okay, I have a question.
Yes.
Stained glass windows. There should be some sort of
Tell of, I mean, maybe of the time of day it is, like, based on the light.
Sure. Looks interesting realization in this moment. You were able to see the stained glass very clearly even before when you first came into this room. Like you were able to see it like exactly what it was. And they look pretty much the same now. But the realization you have is that doesn't make any sense because it was like 11:45 p.m. when you saw them initially, and there shouldn't have been any backlighting, and you could still see the stained glass windows. And I'm going to need you to roll a d4 for me.
Give me one. Somebody give me one.
That long, unbreathing sentence.
Oh man.
I'm really good at horror games when I have the time to be.
Pooja loves a loose sanity. 3. Oh, can I?
Are you
Sacrifice my
are you gonna eat it, or are you gonna start giving up some of those bonds?
Guppy your sister.
Sister, obviously.
Yeah, I didn't have a name,
She doesn't have a name yet.
but she's watching Guppy.
Here, hang on to this. I think you're gonna need it for the duration of the game.
Wow, that's ominous.
Yeah, I will. So I lost 3. I will do sister. So I
Okay.
roll a d4.
You're gonna roll a d4 and see how much you're able to push off.
4.
You can
so
push off all 3.
I can, but I also lose willpower for how much I push off.
You do.
Oh God, where is the breaking
Can I
point?
choose not to push it all off, or what? How does that work?
I think you can opt to only. Ren.
Yes, ma'am.
You only choose. Can you choose to only push off part of the
If I don't want to lose the willpower.
I don't know. We've never done that. It's up to you.
I'm gonna house rule that you can split it. So you have the ability to push off
Hang
up
on.
to 3. If you only want to push off some, I'm going to allow it. This is
I
a
will
one shot. We're never gonna see these people again.
But I still care about them because that's how I roll.
no,
Okay.
that's fair.
So I'm gonna sister is going down by 2, and then I lose 1 sanity.
Great. You will still have to reduce your willpower by the 2 that you pushed
Yeah,
off.
and I
but
did,
Yes.
so.
Okay, great.
Cool. My connection with my sister lessens a little bit.
Yeah, you remember all of those birthdays that you didn't call her until Brian reminded you to, and
Yeah.
you're like, was there a reason why I didn't?
If you
Yeah.
hit 60, which is your breaking point, bad things happen.
Um,
Oh,
oh yeah, how do you determine breaking point?
It is your sanity. It is your sanity minus your POW, and it's the base of your POW, not times 5.
I apologize.
Oh.
I meant to pre-calculate that
That's
for
okay.
you. But yeah, so whatever your starting
your blood
sanity was,
pressure.
minus.
So if I reach that point, I'm in bad.
Bad things happen.
fun things happen.
Horrible things happen.
New things.
Different things happen.
Hey, I'm trying to play a sane character.
Things happen.
things happen. I apologize for breaking the moment, but I did just do a time check. It's getting late. Are we okay to continue at roughly this pace for a bit? Do people have early mornings? Do I need to fast track some things happening? You do have an early morning.
I have a call that's later in the day, but I do need to use the bathroom.
Okay. Great.
Logan.
Jake has an early morning.
Logan Jake has an early morning, and it's all about the workout, y'all.
Into the
And it may or may not be 3
That's
a.m.
fair. That's valid.
Check Celsius, man. Are you sponsored?
Great. What we're gonna do?
We're trying to
is-
get them as a sponsor for the It's Logan Jake channel, but it's a hard sell for some reason.
It's fine. If people need to get up, we're going to forgo an after dark tonight, a formal after dark tonight, so that we can play for as long as I can get away with, so that we can resolve this. I am going to roll a couple of dice to fast track some things. If you need to dip out for a moment, go ahead and do that. No, that's fine. Things went in a slightly different order than I was anticipating, which isn't a bad thing. It's just a fun thing.
different thing.
Different. Players love to make it go out of order.
It's an
No,
experience.
that implies there was an order.
If we
a
had
set
an
order to
after
begin
dark,
with.
I have a great out of order story for you.
Oh, fun.
I mean,
Favorite for the not after that.
for the people who don't have early mornings tomorrow, we might stick around and chat for a bit once we dismiss it.
I do have quotes.
Yes. Oh, I feel so honored. I never get quotes in my games. That's amazing. Wonderful. I have to fully roll back and be like, where the hell were we before we got off?
So I noticed that, that the
noticed
light
that
was
the
wrong
light was wrong.
before,
Yes.
like, the first time we went into the study.
Yes.
I thought it was
Yes.
just backlighting, and it was really theatrical.
Yeah. So yeah, and you have suddenly had the realization that like either they have like specifically installed external lighting to keep these glowing, or like just it doesn't match, it's wrong, it doesn't match. Also, even if they did install external backlighting in the modern age, that doesn't make any sense now if you're in old-timey land where electricity doesn't exist, because it's definitely coming from a downward angle, which would be really possible, but really hard to do with gaslight.
Yeah. Well, it could be daytime in our weird time warp situation. Okay.
Honey, my phone still says 3 a.m.
What I miss?
Cool. Well, our phones.
I mean, I don't trust
our
it, I'm
phones.
just
Our
saying-
phones don't mean anything.
I'm just saying my phone still says 3 a.m.
Yeah, we might have been dealing with this timey-wimey shit earlier.
Oh, that's a Doctor Who reference.
Yeah, I do love Doctor Who.
It's great.
It's great. Okay, peek in the fireplace. Secret door?
On fire?
I'm not gonna go in. I'm just peeking.
Based on the description you had, you know that the secret doors
fire
have like
resistant.
weirdly tiefling stat supply in this game. We're technically real.
Look, our GM's wearing horns. Of course, Tiefling stats apply.
There are other beings that wear horns outside of
I
the
have
D&D
hellish
universe. You remember from the description that Ginny gave you toward the beginning of the night that the door wasn't like inside the fireplace, it was like on one of the like front panels of the fireplace.
Okay.
But as you go up, what you don't see, which is good, question mark, you don't see the patching that you would expect from what she described of like that having been sealed with the concrete and trying to like blend it in. So you're able to kind of look and see where you think could be like seaming that kind of like runs up the like decorative edge and like runs along just under the mantle. That could be the door.
Try to find the edge.
I think this is a kick it situation, dude.
You want me to kick it?
Why not? Saw what happened when he kicked it last time.
Also, kicking wood versus... I mean, it's all bad.
To better describe, this is like a big stone fireplace that basically like the framing of the opening of the fireplace, which is huge, it's large enough for a person to walk through, is like framed with like all of these like intricately carved like vines and flowers and wheat shafts and stuff that like make this like beautiful ornate. And then there's this like stone concrete question mark frontispiece, and then there's more of this like engraved shit along the edge of the mantle. And then on top of this mantle, now that you're all there and you're looking, you do see these two like very ornately carved bookends that are the front and back end of a cat that have this big gap in place. Oh, I'm sorry, did I not mention that before?
Luke's.
So if we put it together, maybe the cat will be together.
Maybe the cat will help us get out if we can put the cat back together.
Cat.
So I'm gonna grab the two bookends and
Where? 1:14. Where?
are these
We
like
know-
heavy bookends?
We know where one of the books
Like,
is.
they look like they're carved out of wood, like dense wood. Are you meeting one to the other? Are you
Yeah.
meeting them in the middle? How are you doing this?
There's there's one book in the middle or no books?
There is enough space for approximately 15
15
books. So.
I don't get the book.
You slide them together. The cat has apparently appeared and just hops up onto that gigantic desk table thing and is just like sitting there. It's doing the thing where like the tail is just kind of back and forth. It's just looking at you.
Where do we find the rest of the books? We have thumbs. We can help you put that back together.
EMF, say that again. Play it again.
You play it back and you hear meow.
We got a giggler.
Do you think it's Jenny?
Ginny?
The cat like pads over to you and then starts like nuzzling your hand.
Oh, cat likes you.
Oh,
Jenny.
shit. This is gonna be a weird turn in our relationship.
I mean, you've heard the story about the woman with the cat in the village. Have you heard that story?
No.
I'll tell you later.
I'm putting my gloves on. I'm getting
Yes.
the nightstand book. I'm also gonna stop by the lab and get that book.
When you go to the nightstand, you get that book. It's
Okay.
fine. When you go to the lab, the book is not in the case.
Is the book back? I'm just okay. Back in. Is it back in the thing?
I will look to the spot where I spotted it earlier, where that book should be.
Back in place.
It's there.
Great.
Pull the things where slide it in. As soon as you slide the book in place, you are all hit with how quiet it is.
It's a library.
But in a way that like not like there was a lot of sound before, but in that way that you are suddenly aware of silence. Of too much silence.
I'm gonna look at the cat.
Cat is still nuzzling Logan's hand.
Like, if you are Ginny and if I, like, touch you, it's
see
gonna be...
Logan's mouth moving and you hear nothing.
None of us?
Correct.
Hello.
Nothing.
So, any of us speaking?
even as you yourselves speak, you feel your mouth moving, you feel your vocal cords, and no sound emerges.
Take out the book. And I'll say, hey, what's going on?
Everybody sees Connor take the book out of place, go, hey, what's going on? And he hears that.
Okay, the book makes us quiet, which might be fine.
Put it back in.
Wait, wasn't there something in the poem? Hang on. Something about quiet. Something about silence? Corporations?
Hold on.
Are we against corporations? I am personally. I already
silence,
made that clear.
dread him not.
I mean, the whole thing is called
No
silence.
power hath he of evil in himself, but should some urgent fate, untimely lot, bring thee to meet his shadow, nameless elf, that haunteth the lone regions where hath trod no foot of man,
Are you a nameless elf?
commend thyself to God.
I point at the cat.
There's an
The cat
altar
walks
in
over
this room.
and starts nuzzling your hand. as
Okay,
you
you're very
point.
cute. You're very cute.
If we give you a name, do you stop being a nameless elf? Do you want a name? I'll take that as a no.
But the cat reacted to Ginny. So we don't need to give you a name because your name is Ginny?
The cat suddenly just like flops over and does like full like belly flop. This is a boy cat.
Well, but I mean,
Are you
know.
Eddie? You're not Eddie.
Ginny's a boy.
Cat sort of like does like the like little like head tilt thing now.
I will take the risk of the belly being a trap and do a full belly scritch.
Does like seems to enjoy it. Like does not react in a like violent way. Just sort of like wriggles under.
Okay,
the
then
belly
I'll
scratch.
go in like full nails and like good deep scritches for kitty belly rub.
I'm gonna place the book by the bookends, but say, if this is what we're supposed to do, I don't know, but maybe we should get more of them. It didn't like unlock the door, I don't think, but it did make us all quiet.
He is the corporate silence, dread him not. No power hath he of evil in himself. So silence isn't the problem.
Well, and it.
You're a poet.
We're all just staring at this poem.
I'm an amateur poet.
You're a poet. Don't degrade yourself like that. You're a poet, god damn it.
Yo, cat.
I've read your shit, it's good.
Are you published?
Doesn't matter. I've read her shit, it's good.
Is
There
your
is
name
twofold silence.
is your name No More?
Body and soul.
Oh,
What did you say?
No More?
there was a reaction.
Cat comes over to you, hops off the table, and starts doing the like thing around your legs.
The cat's liking us more and more. We're doing something right. But are you in control of this cat?
How do you feel about barbed wire on wardrobes?
No foot of.
Sort of
How do you
neutral.
feel about the third floor? Okay. We don't like the third floor.
I'm going to pick up the cat.
You're
Cat-
taking your life into your own
I mean,
hands.
Cat is currently doing just like the floppy thing, but is definitely giving you the eye. Like, where are we going, bud?
No foot of man. And I look at the fireplace.
Whoa! What are you doing?
And I will put my foot in the fireplace with the cat.
The fire immediately goes out.
No!
As you step in, Cat is limp in your hand, still looking over its shoulder at you, like, okay, bud.
All right, you're not Jenny, you're No More, dude. And we're going through this place where men have not trodden before.
Fuck, let's go.
You feel the cat motor going, the like purr motor going, but it is still looking at you,
should
with like
support his
extreme
legs.
side eye.
Carry it properly. My God.
I've never held a cat before. This is a new experience.
Well, enjoy it.
So, listeners, I just want you to know that I am holding a cat for the first time.
Pay attention to the cat.
The cat immediately like one paw up and is just like doing the perfect amount of not quite photobombing you, but like appearing in the corner.
Nice. Photos. And we might be rebranding the channel to It's Logan Paul and no more.
Logan Paul? I thought your name was Logan J.
Logan J.
Your lies, they catch up to you.
No. Here's the new channel name. It's Logan No More.
Logan No More.
All right.
Just saying all that was Kate. I don't know her last name, but that was
Kate Hill.
Kate Hill bringing that wise piece of awesome branding.
As you are doing this, what else are you? You're like,
Are you doing anything else?
Are you moving in the fireplace? You just recording?
Oh, if the fire went out, I just walk forward, and if it's a wall, I'll be like,
No, you walk in. You sort of walk up towards this back wall, and as you walk up, the cat sort of like twists around and whatever, and just like again like kind of puts paws up on the back wall of the fireplace and does like the big stretch. Its butt is still like somehow being held by you as it's like just doing this like it looks like the weirdest possible just yoga pose sort of situation.
That's apparently how you test cats' intelligence, is whether they stop themselves before they hit a wall.
nice.
Cats are dumb as rock.
Well, thankfully your cats are not here because you all hear the like as the door on the side of the fireplace starts to open.
You're pretty smart.
Good job, Logan.
Logan Jake.
Harvard.
You did. I believe you got into Harvard now. Okay.
After you.
Lead the way.
I will allow no more to lead us as we walk through the door.
You pop out of the fireplace, you kind of circle around to this side where
I was too worried about cat safety. I wouldn't have tried it.
The cat kind of like gently sort of like gives you the indicator that it's going to jump and like leaps down out of your arms.
Oh.
And kind of looks back at all of you and is just kind of like,
You're a good buddy.
Flops over, presents the belly, just like this is like right on. You see that there is a staircase in here going both directions. Okay. Like this is now like your classic like very tight twisty staircase, and you are like on a landing option of it. And
Goes both ways. Do you mean up and down?
Yes. The stairs that lead both up and down, and you can go up and down on both the staircases. You're welcome.
Let's go down.
Start down.
There might be a door
Yeah.
to get out. And I'll like
Creepy basement.
crouch down and give No More a really solid belly rub.
You give him a solid belly rub. You feel the motor, but you do not hear the motor.
I'll look up to see if anyone's talking and if I can hear them.
At the moment, everything's fine. No More is the only one that you can't hear. You can feel.
Just so everyone knows, the kitty's purring, but I can't hear him.
Can I put the book back on the thing?
Sure.
We go into that weird silence.
Yep. Everything just like
And then just
the two sounds.
I'm gonna listen to see if I can hear the cat purring in this weird silence.
You still don't hear the cat, but you still feel the cat. Cat has not. When you do this, like cat's attitude or anything, nothing has changed. So
It's just audio.
just audio.
Okay.
I'll look back at Cove and shake my head.
I'll pull it back.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good question. Did the audio recorder pick up any audio in that weird bubble of silence?
Did you still have your Zoom going? I'm kind of assuming you've got all of your stuff around you at all times.
Basically.
I'm kind of giving you that one because that's very standard for this sort of thing. You run it back. Are you running it back to the first time? Are you running it back just through this time?
Well, let's do this time.
Run it back a solid 2 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, you run it back. You hit it. You hear the little bit of dialogue about like, oh, the good kitty and whatever. You hear the door chonking open. You kind of get that sort of bit. You get to about the point when you sort of like reached in and noticed or whatever. And there is a very clear, distinct point in the recording when suddenly, like, all of the like ambient noise of the recording that you've kind of come to expect cuts out. And you just hear instead the rhythmic purring of a cat and a very faint voice somewhere in the background speaking. It's almost impossible to make out.
Crank the volume as loud as you can, and like put my ear right next to the speaker.
You just get this like very, very. Our talk had been serious and sober, but our thoughts, they were palsied and sere, for our memories were treacherous and sear. For we knew not the month was October, and we marked not the night of the year. Ah, night of all nights in the year.
I'm gonna repeat that out loud as closely as I can. Is it a poem that our
History.
that our history professor
or
knows?
poetry, whichever one's better for you.
My history's not
55
bad.
out of 60.
No.
Oh!
That is a critical success. You've memorized this poem before because you love it so much. This is Ulalume, a ballad also by Edgar Allan Poe.
Beautiful. Just gonna go.
From your immense knowledge of that poem, do we go up the stairs or down the stairs?
My immense knowledge of that poem.
From your immense knowledge of this poem, this is a poem about a presumed man, because Edgar Allan Poe mostly wrote from the perspective of men. A man who is making his way through a presumably haunted forest. Haunted, spooky, whatever forest, having a dialogue with his soul, like Psyche, the literal embodiment of his soul. And as they make their way through this, they are debating whether they go deeper into the forest or not. He is like, we should continue. This is a beautiful night. His soul is like, I do not trust these stars. Something seems wrong about this. They dialogue. He eventually pacifies Psyche, and who is highly personified in this. And as they make their way through the forest, they suddenly come upon the tomb of his actual lost love, Ulalume. And there is a like dread terror that is brought over them as a result of this encounter. Like most Edgar Allan Poe poems, a thing you also know, kind of a vague ending, not super clear what this is supposed to mean, mostly just spooky AF. But yeah, it's a very lovely long ballad. Talks a lot about weird. You specifically discovered this poem because you have a Google hit search on the term Titanic, and there is an actual line in this poem that says, "Here once through an alley Titanic of Cyprus I roamed through my soul of Cyprus with Psyche my soul." Has nothing to do with Titanic the ship, but it did spark your interest, and it was a lovely poem.
Blah, blah, blah.
Player stepping out for a second, it sounds like Poe went to Carcosa. Like, what? Are we confident that Poe never went to Carcosa?
I mean, if anybody did.
Seriously.
Well, coming from my super dumb perspective, it seemed like there was a lot of talk about this night in particular. It was like, tonight of all nights. Did we come on the wrong night?
I mean, it's
It kind of sounds like we came on the wrong
it's
night.
Samhain. This is when the veil is thinnest.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe.
Okay, well, we were gonna go down anyway.
Well, there was an argument, but well, that's the question, isn't it? because there's an argument between, like you said, between the poet and his psyche. Do I go further in or do I leave?
And he decides to go further, which ended up bad for him,
Did it?
vaguely.
I mean, he found the tomb of his lost love.
It was down by the dank tarn of Auber in the ghoul-haunted woodland of
So then, would
Sorry, it's a
further
longer poem than the other one.
would further in be
That's just the
going
first.
up?
We haven't ventured up yet.
Because that would be deeper into the house, right?
Yeah,
into
towards the stars, which were weird.
Which were wrong.
in the poem.
You're right. You're so right. You are smart.
I want to leave. I want to leave. I want to go home.
The cat at this point has like rolled over and like pops kind of back out. It was on this kind of like top stair almost of this landing. And as it kind of rolls back, like you very distinctly notice as it's about, like you immediately hear the purr as it like basically crosses the threshold out of where this like door is and comes back into the room to like whine around your legs. Now you can hear the purring again.
Hi, buddy. So is it just in that between place that we can hear that voice?
Flops over again.
Something about the liminal spaces?
There's stuff about the moon in here too.
I don't trust that expression at all.
Look,
What's the moon tonight?
But I will crouch down and pet the cat's belly, obviously.
is it present day?
2024 moon phase right now.
I mean, yeah, I was to say, based on the present day.
What is the moon
let
phase
me
today?
Just look at
Because I
my
know it
weather
was a
app
full
real
moon
quick.
a couple weeks ago, which means it should be.
New moon. Oh no.
We should be, yeah, we should be toward at least waning half.
Yeah, it is 100% a new moon tonight.
Ooh,
Like actual reality. So
I like that. Pooja likes that.
I
Connor
love
doesn't.
that.
No.
I love that.
Okay. Look.
There's a lion in here.
Yeah. There is
It's a her lion.
a lion. Like, okay.
Like a
Yeah,
of the cat variety, I say, petting the cat's belly.
And has come past the stars of the lion to point us the path to the skies. Come up in despite of the lion.
Come up. Go up, despite.
Come up through the lair of the lion.
The cat doesn't want us to go up. We should go up.
With love in her luminous eyes.
Y'all, this is gonna sound really crazy. But what if Jenny is up the stairs? And this is all about love, and I know, like, my bro here, Connor, was saying there was vibes, and if there were vibes, like,
If I trip him over the edge of the balcony,
like Poe was like, he found the grave of his lost love, so I should, like,
there's room for him.
go up and, like, find her, but, like, y'all don't have to do that. Y'all could, like, go down and, like, get out if you want, because, like, the stars are weird and going up is towards the
Those
stars.
stairs are bad to go up. Are these stairs bad to go up?
Wow.
More neutral. Yeah.
Where do these stairs go? They go up. We gotta go.
Let's go.
Let's go up.
Let's
and
go.
then hopefully we find your Jenny. Okay.
Let's go no more, and we're gonna go up them stairs.
Do you want me to take the cat so you can handle your equipment?
Your equipment is important, actually.
By the way, one of my early sponsors was, like, one of those cat backpacks. You're totally getting one.
Oh, I appreciate that.
I've got, like, 50 of them in my room. I gotta get rid of them.
You know what? Maybe I'll get a cat. Fuck it. Why not?
You all step in.
And I will drape the cat over my shoulders.
Silence. None of you can be heard anymore. As Professor Cove takes a long, long moment to recover from handling their equipment.
With the cat involved in like
No.
Are you okay?
later.
It's for the non-existent After Dark.
Yeah.
You are you all going the same direction, and is that direction up?
Yes. And I have the cat in my arms,
You have
draped
the
up from my
cat.
shoulder.
You have the gear. You have the skepticism.
I got Brian.
Yeah, Brian.
We're getting out of here. Things
Who is
go
like,
south.
like holding your hand, clutching it tightly, just keeps kind of like mouthing, "I love you."
I can't read lips. I mouth back.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know what you're saying.
Come on, I love you is easy.
You're in a, you all
That
start
might-
winding your way up this staircase. You go to about where you would assume the next floor up would be, and you do find a little bit of a there's like a slightly wider landing point that seems to have a door attached.
I'll look down at the cat scratching behind the ears. Is it still dead silent?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna kind of bump my head against the cat's.
Cat is just claws dug into your shoulder, just hanging out.
Do I feel the cat purring against me?
You do still feel the motor going, yeah.
I'm gonna look at the others and point up.
Continue up. Another spiral. At this point, you dead end at what appears to be another door.
I don't know what the marching order is.
I'm at the back with Brian. I'm getting out of here if I have to.
I think you're in front with
Am
the
I in
cat.
the front of the cat? Okay.
Probably you at the end.
And then with the camera, you're next.
I'll reach out and try the door handle.
Door opens.
Push it open.
Push it open.
Push, pull.
Push.
I'll push it open into whatever lies beyond.
You push it open into a very dark room.
Flashlights.
Yep. Everyone whips out their phone flashlights. I don't think anyone. I now get to name because it's far enough removed. I don't think anyone thought to grab the lantern that was left in the room.
We completely forgot that was even there.
I did. Look, sometimes I remember to plant useful things for y'all. You grab the tools at least. That's something. I feel proud of myself. You whip out your phone flashlights and you kind of shine into this room, and it kind of just looks like what you would think of as almost like a stereotypical attic room. There looks like maybe some trunks, some things that could be, I don't know, creepy dress forms or something, whatever. Everything's
Fucking
covered-
mannequins.
Not a mannequin, a dress form. It's too old for mannequins.
They're the same.
Everything's kind of draped in sheets. It's a little bit dusty. Not honestly as dusty as you would expect. The one thing that does kind of relieve you is as you kind of step out here a little bit, you as the first one out, you do notice what looks like it is a black glass window in the kind of up at the angle, it's maybe part of the roof. Black glass, so there's barely any light shining through it. But as you kind of step through, you can kind of see that just little glint of what might be starlight.
Okay.
Not enough to illuminate anything, but enough to catch your eye that it's there.
Can I hear the cat purring now?
As you step out, you can hear the cat purring again.
Hello, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
As each of you step out, you start to hear. It's even as much as you can hear everybody breathing again. This is that surreal level of those sound deprivation chambers that are so silent that it absorbs breath and starts to drive people mad. So stepping out is honestly a relief because you're just getting ambient sound of your feet on the floor and the other people around you stirring.
Hey, buddy.
It's those liminal spaces. The stairs.
It's a liminal space. It's a place between places. Literally.
And starlight. Different than daylight. Windows.
They talk about starlight
In the poem?
in the poem.
The cat jumps out of your arms and kind of because it's a black cat kind of vanishes into the darkness, but then you hear the
I'll follow the sound.
you're able to follow the sound, and you kind of boonk up into a wall, and you feel stone wall and wooden door frame.
I'll feel along the door frame until I find a handle.
You find a handle.
Turn it.
Turn it.
And I'll try pulling first.
Pulls.
I'll pull it.
Pulls open. And you're all suddenly in this dark room hit with a little bit of light spilling in from this room. As you step through this doorway, and walk into a room that honestly looks like a weird, almost miniaturized reflection of that weird study on the second floor. Not exact, but a similar sort of like, there's a wall that has a tiny fireplace in it. Again, everything's much smaller scale because you're basically in the attic. There's 2 walls with shelves of books that have all been beautifully, intricately bound, but everything on a much smaller scale. All the same imagery, but shrunken down, so there's so much more detail on every book binding. There's a carved wooden desk, beautiful, intricate, even more intricate, possibly, than the one down below. Leather wingback chair. And sitting in this chair is Ginny, your guide. She's dressed very similarly to how she was before, but there's something about it that seems a little more specific, a little more intricate, a little more detailed, refined. And she is holding a book in her hands. She sort of glances up as she does. You see the cat sort of skitters up and jumps up onto the desk and just kind of like right in front of her, just sort of like curls up the way cats do immediately in the place of where you're working. And is just sitting there, very comfortable, tail twitching, but looking at all of you. And she sort of looks up from the book. Oh. Welcome.
Hi. Hi, Jenny.
Well, wasn't expecting all of you to make it up this far. That's an interesting development. Come in, come in.
Okay.
Goes in.
Thank you.
Jenny, I just realized you speak with an accent. Like, where are you from?
I am from many places, in fact. I don't know if you were paying attention before to the tour, but, you know, stones imported in from Europe, wood from Egypt, from the Black Forest, the Balkans, sands and dirt from...
You're the house?
You are the house.
Oh, I'm sorry, did I not make that perfectly clear before? This is my life's work. I could spend forever here.
You will spend forever here, won't you?
Well, I'd rather prefer not to, honestly, which is sort of why you all are here. Generally, this is sort of a test. Whoever passes gets to take it on, you know.
Did you only expect one of us to make it here?
Oh, absolutely. It's only ever been one at a time before.
So what do you do with 5?
Well, we hope that they self-select, as it were.
Oh.
Everybody go ahead and roll me sanity.
Okay, our current San, I'm guessing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Sanity.
so just the roll, right?
This is roll to see if you lose anything.
Wait, so the D4?
No.
No.
This is your percentile under your... Okay.
Ooh, that's not good.
Uh-oh.
Unless it's a crit fail.
We got one more.
Sure.
Might as well.
It's late enough.
Yeah,
I rolled another 2 on these dice.
Damn.
that's much better.
Okay.
27 out of 49.
Okay.
63 out of 70.
Everybody pass. Great. You are all going to lose 1 sanity from the realization.
Fair enough.
Oh, cool. I'm at 69.
Nice.
Nice.
No, this is rather a unique position that I find myself in.
How long have you been here?
Me specifically, or the house generally? Oh, approximately 1954.
Did you come in on a tour? Or were you one of the cultists?
I was sort of voluntary. Cult is a really strong term, usually has religious connotations. I don't know that you could call the house religion so much as a way of life.
Divine inspiration.
Indeed. You know, it's really fascinating how many genres are so specific to American literature, even though we think of them as coming from other places. You know, Edgar Allan Poe, a very favorite of Thomas Chivers himself, invented the detective genre, even before Arthur Conan Doyle made it so famous.
The Purloined Letter.
Yes, or Agatha Christie became the Grand Dame of Mystery. Obviously, European mystery, quite popular, but Eddie was the one who invented it, you know.
Eddie?
Oh.
No, don't worry. Every handyman is always Eddie. It's a little bit of an inside joke, you know.
So one of us has to stay here.
Well, I mean, that would be preferable. My time has sort of come. If all of you are reluctant to stay, then we have to do this the hard way. I do want to be clear, this is not personal. I don't make the rules. They come with the job.
Wait, what do you mean your time has come?
Why don't you just lay everything out for us before we have to discuss the hard way so we can make an informed decision?
Unfortunately, informed decisions are not how this works.
Well, Jenny, what does it mean that your time has come? Wait, are you passing on?
You're a great lover of the occult and the paranormal, Logan. Surely you can figure out what this could mean. Have you never encountered a spirit who is ready to continue on to other things? In all your time, all of your thousands, hundreds of thousands of YouTube views, and you've never contemplated the fact that at a certain point, everything has to come to an end. Every story has an ending.
But Jenny, we just started.
I ship it. Don't worry about it.
Sorry, thank you.
Sometimes all you get is a passing in the night.
Logan, doesn't have to end here. Not if you want to stay.
She sort of holds out her hand.
But you're not staying.
I've never heard of anyone staying after the torch gets passed, as it were. So sorry for the pun.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm open to possibilities. If you are. If any of you are.
I'm not gonna lie.
I was gonna say, this is kind of your destiny, isn't it?
I'm not gonna lie. Like the community college sucks, you guys. Like,
Their tenure program is non-existent and the pay is so bad. Are they still making you pay for your own textbooks?
and parking.
You've been here 73 times. I don't think anyone should do this necessarily, but if you want to, you should.
You do deeply understand the house in a way that at least the rest of this group probably doesn't. I'm not trying to pressure you into anything.
no.
I really don't have to do the
pull
next
out
step where I
a
never think
notebook
it's really
and start
aggressive.
like writing furiously in the notebook. And then I'm eventually going to hand. Which one of you is more responsible?
Oh, God, it's okay. It's okay.
Rip the page out. and
Brian
just
would also
like,
be good, but
I
okay.
need you to find.
Brandon's just clinging. I was like standing behind you, just like holding you, like, I believe in whatever you want to do, babe.
We're not doing this.
Edith
We're not
at
doing
the
this.
public library.
Edith in the public library.
And to have her just like send me this box of books. Okay.
If you're gonna stay here,
I need books.
Honestly, very good call. Gets very dull after what has been 70 years
same.
reading the same book. I've read it so many times.
500.
can I take your poetry?
My poetry? 34.
It's really good. Can I at least make sure that other people get to see it?
Pull out another notebook.
The secret notebook.
Yeah. Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
I was engrossed until we got caught up in all of this. I would have happily just.
I can give
stayed
you a
and read it.
recommendation for like 1,000 other poems.
Please, I have never really gotten to poetry. It's not.
Oh, actually, if you go into my desk at school,
keys. I will.
Keys, your ID, your pass card.
Scan.
I will make sure that you have a huge fucking stack of books every month.
Thank you. We'll talk specifics.
Oh, yes, we'll discuss everything once everyone else is gone.
Okay. You're sure?
Yeah, actually, I know. Like,
No, you sound sure. Yeah.
yeah.
I promise, it's really not as bad as it seems. I know right now, in the moment, it's a little intense with
Pretty
the whole
spooky, yeah.
Silence, everything, and the part where I sort of had to trick you all into coming here and all of that. It's just part of the job. It's really not bad.
Us specifically?
Not specifically, just anyone who's willing to click on an Eventbrite link to a haunted ghost tour that's never been shown to anyone.
Man, I'm
before.
glad that teenager didn't come. That would have been.
Honestly.
I was also a little relieved. I was really worried she was going to final girl it, and I was going to
minor
have to
should not
explain
have-
to a 15-year-old how to be a museum dojo
Yeah.
for like 70 plus years.
Oh.
That would have been. I would have had questions about like.
Did you scare her away?
Not
kind of
deliberately, no.
turn it
I
up?
honestly, I think you scared her. Pointing at Brian, I think you scared her away with that haunting versus possession thing, for which I am literally eternally grateful.
Good job, Brian. Okay.
Thanks, babe.
If you're sure.
I think, in terms of like, you're helping people. You're doing YouTube. Like, you have 69,000 people who follow you, and plus another 55% who don't subscribe.
Looks at Brian.
Brian's like, I don't have service or I would.
I feel like I've been working my whole life for this, right? Like preservation and information.
Okay. Yeah.
Every new host who comes in has the opportunity to delve even deeper to the places that the rest of us haven't been able to get to. Maybe you'll...
Like the barbed wire closet.
Yes, that would be a good start. I think it's a lot more accessible. The things on the third floor, very protected. Lots of rituals involved. I've only scratched the surface. I'll leave you my notes.
Yeah.
And no matter, we'll certainly be here to help you.
You're a good buddy. You take good care of her, okay? Reach out and do the scratch behind the ears.
Oh, we did find your meat carvings.
Yes, I've
They're very.
tried to branch out.
They're very good.
And they're great.
Rather limited in my options.
They're very good.
Thank you.
They're really not. I appreciate the effort.
No, genuinely, like
They're ground meat sculptures. I don't know what to tell you.
they're really intricate sculptures out of a thing you don't expect. That's very cool.
I was studying architecture when I was a student back in the early 50s.
Wait, architecture?
Yes.
That was my minor before I dropped out of Harvard.
Did you know he dropped out of Harvard? For
I did, in fact. I've
Yeah.
been listening to you this entire time that you've been going through the house.
How
because
have
I've sort of emmed the house. And
How
I've
have you not gone insane listening to?
Oh, that's bold of you to assume I have any sanity. That's part of why it's time for me to move on.
Valid.
Because at a certain point, you reach a breaking point and you can no longer steward the work. You can only force the work, and that's really what we're here for. It's cyclical, you know, everything comes and goes, ebbs and flows. The sun, the moon, the tides
change, a natural part of life. But if, again, I would really love to do this the easy way, so if you are willing to volunteer, that would be wonderful. If anyone's still feeling any hesitation, we can do this the hard way, and I can open up, my alternate form, and we can just get real bad
Can you do
about
that
this.
anyway? Is it really cool?
I could do it once they're gone, so you can see it before. I don't. If this is like a voluntary thing, I don't want to subject anyone.
I feel like I've already lost some sanity tonight, and I appreciate the sanity I
I
have.
would recommend. People talk a lot about therapy. Apparently, it's become much more pervasive in the modern age. Do recommend that.
Yeah.
I think it's not Freud anymore, right?
No.
Okay,
No,
great.
no,
As long
he's canceled.
awesome,
he's been
wonderful.
super
yeah, no, he's
overridden.
not ideal.
Yeah.
Not ideal. I had some interesting ideas. Not really peak. Well, in that case, shall we talk, and the rest of you can enjoy your morning?
So we can go?
Yes, just follow the stairs all the way down. Let you out into the back garden. You can just spin around to the front.
I'll make sure that your poems get published.
You don't have to go that far, but I appreciate.
No, they're
Just bring me some books,
they're
honestly.
really fucking good. Stop self-deprecating. My God,
I'm
woman.
only like a 20.
I don't
I'm
care. I don't care.
Thank you.
I'll make sure.
Right, well, if all the sentiment is done, then I think we're going to
If you don't be allergic to a sentiment.
The room suddenly goes black,
Genuine.
and all of you sort of blink, and Connor, Logan, and Kate, you are now in a...
Yeah, Brian's here.
Oh, and Brian, sorry, yes, and Brian, who is still
I'm gonna bury our gays.
No very gays.
No. You're all still here. It's almost like the lights come on. Except it's not really the lights, it's sunlight streaming through another one of these little windows. This one is not black glass, this is normal glass. You see a very, very dusty desk, a super dusty and slightly ripped and worn chair. You see a bunch of decrepit, decaying books on these shelves, and you see a door that's open into this other little antechamber room that you came from.
Oh, bless you. So we're still in the room we were in?
You are still in the room you were in. It is now clearly daylight. There is sunlight coming through a dusty but functional window.
I'm going to follow the instructions I got.
Down the stairs.
Down the stairs, back garden.
I'm going to check to make sure I still have Professor Cove's notebook.
You do still have Professor Cove's
And keys and ID and all of it.
all the shit that you were handed.
Tuck them into my pockets.
Yeah, you all head for that weird little spiral staircase, and you just book it down. You hear your footsteps the entire way down the stairs. And at the bottom of the stairs, there is a door. You push it open, and it leads into the back garden, just as predicted. What does the house do as the door opens into the back garden?
It does one of those little settling house groans, just kind of less groan, more sigh as it settles, and yeah.
I'll make sure you get books, Professor Cove, I promise.
Yeah.
And with that, as you all scamper out of the back garden, around through the side gate into the front of the house in the breaking dawn of the morning, is where we will end tonight.
Tell me all the footage is corrupted.
Epilogue version. While you do still have Professor Cove's notes, none of the photos on your phone turned out. None of the photos on your phone turned out. None of your footage is used. You have 13 exactly hours of GoPro footage of just black.
Kitty, what? Any of my audio?
None. Nothing survived. And you all notice that the next week, the museum is open again for tours from 10 to 4, as it always has been.
I'll make bi-weekly trips
Aw.
with a crate of books and just leave it like tucked into a corner where the general tour I won't notice.
Very good.
But I'm sure Professor Cove will find.
The crate's always empty when you come back.
Aw.
Just absorbing all that. Edith is gonna hate you.
Letter.
And that, friends, is where we'll end tonight's session. Thank you, everyone,
Oh
for
my
sticking with me for a
God.
slightly longer session. I appreciate you. We're not going to do an after dark
We didn't die.
because we ran so late. But again, thank you all for playing. Thank you all for watching, enjoying this lovely little spooky season offering. I have like everything.
Amazing.
Thank you. We are Quests and Chaos. We have some stuff coming up. We will have Great Dane Society, which is our much more traditional Call of Cthulhu campaign. It runs on Saturday nights. It's going to have a slightly erratic schedule as we get into holiday season, and we have people like working actors in our cast who are going to be out doing their working actor thing, and also just, holidays are happening. But keep an eye on our socials and our Discord. We'll try to remember to post. In November, on some of those Saturdays when we are not playing Cthulhu, we will be back with Keys from the Golden Vault, which is the D&D 5e game that I run. We're going to do a special Saturday night back-to-back situation, so keep an eye out for that. And we are hoping to have one of our more classic arenas where we get patron participation via character builds or maybe something else. We're trying to expand. If you want to contribute ideas, join our Patreon, join our Discord. There's a bunch of links that you can find in all of our socials. I'm also going to soapbox for like 2 minutes in an uncharacteristic way, because this is normally what I yell at everybody not to, because it's the last day of the month and my birthday is coming up. And every year for my birthday, I ask people to support the arts. I specifically ask them to support their local theater companies. And as someone who was just laid off from a theater company that is a legacy theater company in our area that is being forced to close because of financial insolvency, support the arts. If you love what we do and you can give to us. If you love live arts, give to theater. If you can support anybody through Patreon, through anything, I don't normally do this, but it's really close to me right now. Yeah. So here on this night when the veil is thin and we can put our wills into the world, I ask you, if you have the means, again, airplane rules, you take care of yourself first. You put on your own oxygen mask first. But if you've got some extra and you can support the arts that you appreciate, I ask you to do that. And if that can be us, that's amazing. Join our Discord, follow us on socials, support this week by leaving a comment on YouTube. Thank you all.
Also vote. For the love of Christ, vote.
Vote. It's important. Thank you all. We will see you all the next time we see you. Good night.
Get it.